Oh, man. It's all going to hell over at Warner Brothers. Everybody's pointing fingers. Everybody's to blame. Now they're really blaming Todd Phillips. That's who they're blaming the most. And Todd Phillips, he's pushing back on a lot of different things, and he's pushing back on the ending. People are saying, that ending, it stinks. And he said, no, I'll tell you why. Nobody liked Arthur. My ending works, and here's why. But then, like I said, a new report comes out, and just Zaslav and everybody else just kind of roasting Phillips and say the guy wouldn't work with us. Gave him notes, told us to go scratch our ass. So we'll discuss that and more. Lots of different things to discuss on the show today. It's myself, Roxy Stryer, and Mike Kalinowski. The DC crew is back together. Perfect to talk about this subject and more. So let's do it. Cool. Kristian Harloff Show. Great. Welcome back to the show, everybody. It is Tuesday, and I'm joined on the show today, as always, Roxy Stryer, but not as always, but sometimes on different days. That's Mike Kalinowski. The crew is back. It is the three of us together, and now that everybody's playing the competition, last week Roka won, but Roxy, I think you can do it this week. Roka yesterday started the day at 52. I think you can do 52.
Wow, 52. That's the amount of weeks in a year.
Perfect. But
I'm awake. I'm alive. I'm here. I know
like
how many weeks there are.
Did you get my text and you didn't respond to it? So I assume that you did. You just didn't respond to it about Michael Emerson.
Oh, I remember seeing this. You ran into him.
So I was on. So when
I remember I needed to ask you a follow-up because I didn't understand the question he asked you.
No, so I went through a straight-on debacle when I tried to get to the Saturday night screening, which I've talked about, where I went. Yeah. I went downtown. I went too far, and then I was going back. And while I was going back, I was like, "Wait a minute, that's Michael Emerson." So I looked at he was in the subway. So I said to him, Michael. I said, I just interviewed you a couple weeks ago. He goes, I love that conversation. That was a very adult conversation. He said that again.
He kept saying that, which makes me think, like, who's interviewing him?
I don't know.
What kind of childish stuff is going on?
I don't know, but he enjoyed the conversation. He likes talking to us. And then and we talked for a while, but then what he said was at the end, because he knew that you were a big Lost fan. And then I guess there was some kind of conference or some kind of big thing that was going on with Lost. And I don't know
what I think he's talking about. I wasn't invited to, which was devastating because our friends were invited there. Like, was it Sam Levine I saw posting a bunch of stuff from there? Hector Navarro, maybe? Like, there were different people that I was seeing on social media, and it was a big, like, Lost screening reunion.
Yeah, that's what it was.
But I just don't understand. Like, Michael Emerson knows I love Lost, then everybody knows I love Lost. So
didn't happen. Yeah, I don't know. But either way.
That's cool that you bumped into him. That's
it was
awesome.
Cool. And he just said he had gotten a new gig. Remember you talking about he wasn't working at the time he was taking a vacation. He just gotten a new job, so he was on his way to do that. So
very cool.
Yeah. Anyway, it was nice to see him. Nice to see you guys. And as I said, this is going to be a nice little competition between you and Roka today, and with Mike.
52 is easy. That's nothing.
And you did that last time. I mean, I think you guys won last week, Mike, or the following previous week.
Roka won last week. We won the week before.
Yeah, you know who hasn't won yet?
You, right?
Yeah.
You haven't.
You're going to win, Roxy. Watch this.
Well, the thing is, if I win, they'll credit you for the win. And I'm okay with that.
Doesn't matter.
No, that's not how it works.
No, as long as not. That's not how it works.
Have you started making the chocolate balls this year yet?
That's not the holidays, Rox. Come on now. I don't.
So cool.
Not to the holidays.
Not yet. Not until the holiday.
You didn't give me any last year.
I don't think I saw you last year.
Rude.
Yeah. Mike, did you see Joker?
I sure did. I saw it Thursday night, buddy boy.
And?
I'll say you this. I don't think it's a bad movie. It's a boring movie.
Mm-hmm.
It is so boring. But I know you'd said this. I don't get the people that are saying the third act negates the whole first movie.
Oh, really?
No, not at all.
Wow.
What?
Now, were you guys all expecting going in?
We're gonna spoil. We're gonna spoil a couple things, I guess.
It's been out a week, and no one's gonna see it
but that's still. You still got to tell people that they're gonna spoil it.
I want to ask you though, on what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think a boring movie is not a bad movie? Like, you don't think boring makes something bad?
Okay, like I'll use. And I don't think Dune was boring, but Dune 2, beautiful shots.
Slow and boring are different.
Yeah, like
but you said boring.
3 or 4 times I felt myself nodding off on Shannon's shoulder, and I never do that in movies. Like, it just, like, it
but
was
boring's
just,
not bad for you. You still think it's a good movie, even though it was boring.
because I can appreciate the acting. Like, to me, if the acting was bad and it was boring, then it's a bad movie. But like, the acting was great, cinematography was great. Like, my audience, when there's a line, either he or she says, like, I don't want to sing anymore. The audience, you felt the audience go, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
It just was like, I get what they were doing. And all these people like, oh, you're not smart enough to understand. Oh, no.
He says it.
I get it's the whole audience's, fascination with spectacle and not mental health. I get that. It was just bad. And not bad, I'm sorry, boring.
Yeah.
I was like, eh.
I think you think it was bad, but you don't want to say so, which is fine. I actually don't think that it was bad.
What'd you say, Roxy? You don't think it was bad?
I actually don't think that it was bad.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the story.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that the story, I'm kind of with you, Mikey. Like, I didn't think that it negated the whole first 2 acts. I didn't think that
or
at
the
all.
first movie.
Oh, I don't think it negated. I don't think it negated the first 2 acts. I think it negated the first movie 100%.
Not at all.
I don't think it negated anything. I thought it rehashed in a way that was unnecessary to watch again. I thought that it hit some of the same beats, and then I thought that it didn't fully stick the landing, and that the script was long and drawn out. But I'm with you, Mike. It's hard for me to call something a bad movie when I loved the performances.
Yeah.
It's a $200 million movie, so it obviously looks awesome. The cinematography is great. It sounds really good. I think it's really impressive what Gaga did with her voice in this character, especially as a singer. She completely transformed her voice. It was different than anything we've heard her do. So all of those things, to me, it's like, how can we say because of one element that it's bad?
Yeah,
but it wasn't for me.
I wouldn't call this a bad movie either. So I think we're all on the same page.
Yeah.
What I actually agreed with Mike's points, where I think the acting was really good. I thought the music was great. The cinematography was great. The director was great. And I agree with Roxy. I didn't like the story. I think that the story itself went, and that's why I do think that it negated the first movie, because at the end, if that scene at the end of the first movie wasn't there, where he kills the doctor and completely transcends into madness, and he has embraced this persona, that they don't even talk about that doctor. He's never, the doctor's never mentioned. The doctor is never mentioned, and real quick, so they negate that, and by negating that, then they go back, and they say that never happened, and then they go back, and he's Arthur again. And so when he's Arthur, it's like, okay, so they did that whole thing, and the point was that he got to a place, he had a choice in the first movie to either deal with mental health, but he had a choice to either go in one direction, seeking help, offing himself or whatever what he was doing, or transcend into this madman and take the stance of everybody else in a bad way, following him. And then when he come back to the next movie, he's back to the same character he was. He's John Boyega in The Force Awakens all over again.
But that's what the point, Kristian. Don't you think that they were trying to show that, like, mental health and not being well is inconsistent? So it's not a linear path. Like,
yeah, I think that, and I'm with you.
Again, at the end, we see, like, he goes from being like, no, I am full blown this person. No, I'm not. I'm actually not the Joker. I think it's that tug and pull that we're supposed to feel for.
Well, that's what he says you're not. He says you're not, and that's the article we're going to say in just a second. But everything you said, Roxy, I'm on board with, if they didn't have that doctor scene. If that doctor scene from the first movie wasn't in there, and then they didn't even acknowledge it.
I'm trying to remember the first movie at the end.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. He kills
a doctor at the end of the first movie. He kills a doctor, and he's running around.
They address it in this when they're talking about his body count and who he killed?
No, never addressed. That doctor is not addressed.
It ends with him being driven away in the cop car.
Nope. Kills a doctor at the end of the movie. That's why I'm telling you, watch that scene, and you might be looking at it different, because that's the scene I'm talking about.
I've only seen it twice, so maybe I'll go watch it.
But doesn't he say? Don't they say you killed 5 people, and then
5 people,
6, including my mother, and isn't 5 one of them?
Nope, it would be 7, because you get the 3 on the train, you get Murray. You get Murray, and you get the worker. So she said 5 total, and then the mother, right? So that's a total of.
I gotta watch it again. Maybe
They never mentioned. So,
I'm not sure what you're talking about, but I'm sure
the very end. That's why, to me, they didn't even bring that up, and they didn't even have a conversation about that at all. But either way, There's more to it in the ending, though. I don't know what you felt about the ending. To me, what lost me was I thought the ending stunk. I thought the idea that he was, once again, even if you're going to rehash it, you rehash it. He goes back to being the Joker, and then he realizes, no, I don't want to be the Joker anymore. And then Harley only liked him for surface level stuff, and then she leaves him. The whole true love aspect wasn't really there. And then he goes and he gets killed by, I guess, the real Joker. Stupid. So this is where we have a conversation with Todd Phillips, who says this. And Todd Phillips, the Joker 2 director, defends Folie A Deux, saying nobody cares about.
Oh my God, Kristian,
Arthur.
You're such a brat sometimes.
No, you. I don't. No, I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
What?
No, you don't want me. No, you don't want me to say stuff like this. So I'm not
Okay,
going to say it.
good. Keep it under a good.
I'll text you it.
100% he's about to say that you sound like Trump. I don't know why he's about to say
Okay,
it.
now you said Roxy. You're like the guy. You're like people when they talk about.
Don't
it,
encourage. Just leave it alone. I don't know where you're going. Leave it alone. All right. So here we
I'm
go.
going to text you it.
Keep going. Go ahead,
okay.
Kristian. Sorry, I interrupted you.
All right. Thank you. I'll be serious. Warning: this article contains Joker Folie A Deux. Spoilers. I just hope that my death makes more sense than my life. Arthur Fleck writes in his journal in 2019's Joker, a self-described mentally ill loner who works as a clown while pursuing his career in stand-up comedy. Arthur's Joker inadvertently inspires a movement after he murders 3 Wayne employees on the subway. If it was me dying on the sidewalk, you'd walk right over me. I pass you every day and you don't notice me. Joker complains just before shooting and killing late night host Murray Franklin on television, sparking a riot that culminates in the death of Martha and Thomas Wayne in the streets of Gotham City. By the end of the first film, Arthur revels in the anarchy and destruction carried out by the masked mob of clowns who embrace Joker as a symbol for those who have been ignored by the system. In Joker 2, that includes Arthur's fellow Arkham patient, Harley Lee Quinzel, who institutionalizes herself to become Joker's clown princess of mostly fantasized crime. But during his televised trial prosecuted by Gotham Assistant District Attorney Harvey Dent, played by a 14-year-old, in which Joker, in full clown makeup, represents himself after dismissing his well-meaning defense lawyer, Catherine Keener, who was great. The clown confesses after a stirring testimony by his one-time friend and co-worker, Gary Puddles. The Puddles scene was awesome, by the way. There is no split personality. There's no Joker, just Arthur. Disillusioned, we go through the whole thing. He realized that he is so corrupt, it's never going to change, and the only way to fix it is to burn it all down. Director Todd Phillips explained to Entertainment Weekly. When those guards kill that kid in the hospital, he realizes that dressing up in makeup, putting up this thing, it's not changing anything. In some way, he's accepted the fact he's always been Arthur Fleck. He's always been this thing that's been put upon him, this idea that Gotham people put on him that he represents. He's an unwilling icon. This thing was placed on him, and he doesn't want to live as a fake anymore. He wants to be who he is, and who he wants to be is Arthur Fleck. Now, I understand the idea, but this is where it goes back to what I was saying beforehand. I think everything that was set up in the first one didn't allow these changes to work, but you guys feel differently, Roxy.
No, I'm not even saying I feel differently. I just don't even know what you are referring to with that one scene. I don't know. Like, for me, people are so intense about this right now. Like, it's the worst movie ever. It has the worst Rotten Tomatoes score of everything, and I hate it, and it sucks. I just think that everybody is so OD all the time, and it's like, okay, so you didn't like the movie. You know, like, we don't have to be so entitled as a society to be like, I didn't like the movie, you ruined my life. Like, it's like, okay, I didn't like this story. I actually enjoyed my viewing experience. I went to the movie theater. I sat and ate popcorn. I listened to, some people didn't like the music. I happen to love the music. So I listened to music I liked, like a little bit of a concert. Some of the story did work for me, like you just talked about, the Gary stuff was really heartbreaking. When he says, you were the only person who was ever nice to me. Do you know what that does to me? That was, I thought, just a beautiful sentiment. And this is how people feel when somebody is a horrible human. We're watching this in society all the time, but they were kind to you, and then you feel like something's wrong with you. So there were moments. And I just am like, okay, so the whole story didn't work for me. Okay.
Perfect. Mike? When the camera goes on you, it means you can talk whenever you want.
Well, I always wait for you to throw it to me. But okay, anyway, I digress.
All right.
Like, that, everything he said, that's a great story if it was in the movie.
Right.
It wasn't written. We didn't see any of that. And if you want us to infer to that, like, okay. Like, I love the puddle scene, but I loved it for the wrong reasons. I was crying, laughing at Foghorn Leghorn in that core. Well, you declare your name is Mr. Puddles. Yeah. I was crying. And I don't think that's the reaction that they wanted from me. Like, I love that scene, but not for the right reasons.
That's such a Mike scene. It really is. Dude,
Shannon leans over to me. She goes, Jesus Christ, I'm going to have to listen to this voice for the next 5 months, aren't I? Like, oh, you will. I do declare you will.
It was so true.
Everything he said, that's fantastic. That's a great story if we saw it on the screen, and we didn't. And whether that was lost in translation from the original writing idea to what was filmed or the editing, but like, I don't know, man. I just thought it was boring.
Yeah.
I mean,
we have heard a lot of behind the scenes stuff about this. I don't know what's true and what's not because I did not work on this set and I actually don't know anybody personally who did work on this set. But we have heard that, or I have heard, I don't know if you guys have heard, that Joaquin Phoenix would come to set and that he would take pages and scrap them and make up what he wanted to make up.
Him and Lady Gaga, apparently. That was rumored. But will Roxy hold that, though? Because that kind of plays into this next part of the story, and we can include that. And that right now, Todd Phillips is the one that, and when you have a big bomb like this, of something that's supposed to be doing really well, fingers are going to get pointed and heads are going to roll. And right now, Todd Phillips is being the one that they're blaming for the $300 million Joker Folie A Deux bombing. Director wanted nothing.
You have to stop calling it that. I can't take you seriously. Like, you have a massive, massive show, Kristian. You are like a huge person in the industry who reports on entertainment news. You refuse to call him anything but Zoloft and Doo-Doo. Like, you have to say, we can't be doo-dooing.
All right, fine. All right, here we go. So, Joaquin Phoenix's dreams were blamed earlier, but now it's Todd Phillips' turn to take some accountability for Joker Folie A Deux failing. A new report reveals his disdain for DC. Love or hate Joker Folie A Deux, there's simply no getting around the fact that it's an embarrassing misfire for Warner Brothers Discovery. A critical and commercial flop. Now we've reached a point where fingers are being pointed in Variety's latest piece. They're aimed squarely at filmmaker Todd Phillips and very much away from DC Studios. Nothing that both James Gunn and Peter Safran were absent from the Joker sequel's premiere. It said a dysfunctional dynamic between the scenes saw Phillips decide he wanted nothing to do with DC during production. That allowed him to make the movie that he wanted without bringing up the comics or attempting to intervene. In the first movie was about some down-on-his-luck, mentally ill guy in a downtrodden city. It makes maybe 150 worldwide, not a billion. One insider tells the trade. People shut up because that guy was Joker. While a DC spokesperson claims Gunn was busy working on Peacemaker and that Safran had bronchitis during the premiere, Phillips refused to take notes from the duo and would instead only liaise with Warner Brothers' Michael DeLuca and Pamela Abdy. Gunn and Safran were on hand for the director's cut screening for the studio, but it appears their notes were ignored. So was Warner Brothers, for that matter. CEO David Zoloff tried to push Phillips to make the sequel for less money in London, but the filmmaker wouldn't budge on Los Angeles. As a result, the budget ballooned to $200 million before a $100 million marketing spend, which takes those costs up to $300 million. Foker, Jolly A Doo-Doo, needs to earn $450 million to break even. A Warner Brothers spokesperson denies any friction and claims the studio doesn't want to debut the movie at didn't want to debut it at Venice Film Festival. The trade is adamant Phillips didn't want test screenings, and his rejection of the DC fan base has only served to alienate the fans who paid to see the 2019 Joker multiple times. No one could get through to Todd, a source directly involved with the movie tells the trade. And the one thing about genre stuff, if you don't listen and pay attention to what the fan expectations are, you're going to fail. As things stand, Joker Folie A Deux will be the year's biggest failure. It's not something we ever saw coming, but if Phillips had the attitude detailed here, it's not surprising. Drama.
That's fascinating. Like, do you guys remember after the first one? And, I guess now I couldn't remember. I was getting ready to see the film. I cannot believe that film was in 2019.
I know.
That was mind-boggling to me. I thought it was like 2022.
Yeah,
like, holy crap. No. But then I remember that during that time, they were talk of him running DC. I think they offered it to him.
Who, Todd?
Yeah. Oh, no,
it was after the Joker.
Zoloft
it was
wanted
right
him.
around the reboot.
Yeah, he wanted him to run the whole DC. He wanted
him to be Gunn.
Yeah, but he's not saying that
Can
anymore.
you imagine?
Oh my
Holy
God.
crap.
People lose their minds right now. So,
oh my God.
But it's telling the look. I will tell you that from this particular thing, I believe this because he didn't want to.
Part?
There's so
fact,
much.
Yeah, but I guess the fact that he didn't want any notes from Gunn and Safran because Gunn also posted something the other day about how important test screenings were and all those things. And Phillips, I don't think, wanted test screenings at all. I think that he didn't want to deal with the DC side of it. And he's like, well, maybe you should do this. And Phillips like, no, I'm going to do my own thing. This is way before you were here. Don't worry about a kid. I made $1 billion or whatever it was.
I mean, it's not, I don't want to say I disagree with him, but this was back before there was even going to be a reboot, like his Joker stuff. It wasn't like Gunn and Reeves right now where they're kind of working hand in hand, taking notes. You're still separate, but we're still going to kind of work together. Like this was a whole other regime change. So I kind of say like, hey, this is my thing. I made $1 billion, but it goes to show that just when you do that, you don't get a blank check.
Right. And it's like someone saying in the comments, whether they did it or they didn't, that I lose credibility for saying doo-doo. You're watching the wrong show. You're watching the wrong show. Go watch Campia. Watch anybody you want. I am gonna,
No, I'm
be an
just
adult.
making a joke when I'm
of course, I know you. But here, they're right. I should be an adult. Hey, Andy, take this. Be an adult. Shove it up your ass.
Sometimes my theory is if you didn't have like a ridiculously hot wife and beautiful children, that you would have become an incel. But we'll never know.
Hey,
Mr. Doo-Doo.
Yeah, is that okay? Watch this. Watch this. It's easy to do. All right, let me get my two-shot.
What are you doing?
I'm putting the two-shot on. Get rid of
Oh my God.
See, Rox, that's what happens.
I don't even know where the
That's what
two-shot.
happens when I.
Oh, it got you again. I didn't want you.
I get rid of me?
I'm gonna lost you.
Yourself.
Real nice. Anyway, so where is? Oh, good. She's gone again. No, she's back.
Look at this clown. He doesn't know what the hell
This
he's
is what
doing.
happens when you try to get rid of me. It's just like,
you just like a fly. You just keep coming back.
just like a leech.
Yep.
Sucks
Leech.
the life out of you guys.
Leech. Anyway,
Like a fun guy. Keep growing.
somebody asked, as far as so people, if they're brand new to the channel, someone said, do we answer the super chats that are sent in? Yes. After the main topics are done for the second hour of the show, we answer your questions.
Oh yeah, Kristian, how are we doing? What's our count?
Right now, you're 22, Rox.
Oh,
That's
we're
good.
killing it, Rox. We're gonna kill it.
22
Watch.
is really good.
22 is good.
But there's way more weeks in a year than that, and then we have to get even further.
You gotta beat that.
know.
Yeah, we gotta see.
How about how many minutes there are
In the day.
in an hour?
Oh.
Let's start there.
Okay. Well, let's do this first. Let's talk about the fact that I think that he made $1 billion with his movie. He made $1 billion. And he said, you know what? I don't need that. I know what I want to do. I know the movie I want to make. You guys kept knocking on my door to make this movie. And so Joaquin and I are going to do it. We'll take our notes from the execs we worked with. We're happy with that. Beat it, Safran and Gunn. We don't need your notes. This isn't a comic book movie. This is the thing that's what made it so special the first time. We're going to make the movie we want to make. And I think that Gunn and Safran, or whoever made the note, is 100% right. You got to screen it. You got to see what people are saying about it. You just go in flying. I think putting it at the Venice Film Festival was a major mistake. And screening it to fans was also a major mistake. It backfired this time.
I think that it reminds me. Did you guys ever watch Sons of Anarchy?
No, I wish
not.
No.
So the stories behind that was like Kurt Sutter made Sons of Anarchy. It was a massive hit, and then every season that it was more of a hit, FX gave him more and more leeway. So he started doing episodes that were, instead of being 60 minutes, they were like an hour 12 minutes, an hour 25 minutes. Like he just started making them longer and longer, and putting himself in a lot of them, and like figuring out what he wanted to do. And they wouldn't give him any notes because he was like the it boy over there. And it's one of my like absolute least favorite finales of all time, even though I love that show. But this does happen with creators all of the time. When you create something that people love, and then you get all of the power, and then you create something that people don't love.
Right.
Now, I think what he does next will be really interesting, because is he going to double down and say like, no, because we've seen him say, no, this was great. Is he going to double down on his next project and be like, I really still don't want any notes? Or is he going to be inviting to that now? Where does he go from here? I still think he's a pretty brilliant filmmaker. Just with the storytelling, I hope that there's some checks and balances implemented.
What do you think, Mike?
Oh, I don't know. Okay. He's such a to me, the fact that he does like The Hangover and then does this, like that to me, that's talent. But maybe a little ego was involved in this one and it didn't work. Like Harloff, we talked last episode, man. If this thing was $70 million, they're fine.
Yeah, then they're okay. I mean,
watching the movie, it looked great. But still, where's $2 million?
They just told you. The fact that he refused to get out of Los Angeles and shoot somewhere else. That's partial. That's part of it. Taking reshoots and doing things and decided letting Joaquin.
That looked like New York to me. That film.
They did, and that was so. Mike, I'm so glad you brought that up because there's a debate going on in the comments. I can't pretend that I know about this stuff in the way that you do. Okay. Mm-hmm. They refer to it as Gotham sometimes, and they refer to it as New York sometimes. In the comic, So
in the movie?
In the movie.
They call it New York?
Yes, like 2 different times they call it New York.
What did they say, Kristian? You remember?
There was a couple of different times. Now, are they saying that Gotham is in the state of New York? I had never, ever heard that Gotham was in New York, ever. But
in the world of DC, it's between Jersey and New York.
And Gotham is not a nickname for New York City. No.
It's a city of itself in between Jersey and New York.
Yeah, Gotham's in real life. That. In real life, they call New York Gotham times, but in Gotham in the comic books have never been a nickname for New York.
No.
Yeah. So
I can't believe I didn't notice that. So, a character, Kristian, twice in the movie, somebody said we are in New York.
State of New York. I think it's during the trial. They like the state of New York, or something along those lines, and they bring up New York a few different times, at least twice.
Gotham is a city. I think it's a city in the state of New York.
Yeah,
I could be wrong, man.
Yeah,
that sounds exactly like what it is. If it's in the courtroom,
I think there was 2. There's someone says there was a news reporter brought up New York, and then there was in the trial. So, someone said that it's always been that it was a part of New York. I never knew that. I never knew that was the case. But then again, maybe that was one of the notes that Safran and Gunn were like, no, you can't do that. That's not. And he's like, I'm gonna listen to this. Doesn't matter.
That could be.
Yeah, because I think that Todd Phillips would probably go into the movie like this. This movie, because remember, it was tracking at one point at $150 million for its opening weekend.
Yeah.
So he was probably on one of those people going, this movie's gonna crush. I'm gonna do good. I knew what I did last time. It's gonna do a big opening. I don't need them. And then whatever. I don't care if it's DC or not. I don't care what the fans. I'm going to make a lot of money and I'm going to go and do my next project. I'm not doing any more DC stuff. And he is the only one right now that I think could take a hit from this. I don't think Gaga's not going to take a hit.
Well, it's interesting. I don't think Gaga will, but it's so...
No one goes to her concerts anymore.
Right.
They say, we did not like that movie. We're not sure.
Right. It's Joaquin's not going to take a hit.
Kind of scrapes by.
He's not going to take a hit from it because he's good in the movie.
But then, like, the last movie, he drops out 2 days before filming.
Right. That went away fast, by the way.
That went away fast.
Yeah.
This movie, how is he like kind of Teflon Don in it here?
Because he's an amazing talent, and it's amazing how forgiving forgiving we are of amazing talent.
I agree that he's an amazing actor, but that doesn't buy shit with me.
Whether you agree,
here's the best thing. Go watch
whether you agree with it
about Marlon Brando.
I know.
Watch his interview.
Well, wait. That's 2 different things, though. Also, but even Marlon Brando, who is very different from the reports of because I've seen that interview, but very different. But even Marlon Brando got a pass for everything. And I don't think Roxy and I are saying, they should. Whether you agree with it or not, it doesn't take away from the fact that we're very forgiving of look at celebrity in general, right, Rox?
100%. I mean, whether if you were the executive, you would work with somebody or not, we've seen it time and time again. It's almost like they're rewarded. And he is so good.
He's so good.
Just ridiculously good. That doesn't mean that somebody super easy to work with couldn't be as good, but that's not how we operate as a society.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if this will touch him at all. I kind of doubt it. Doubt it touches Gaga. But I do think right now at the executive level, that is why they are pointing so many fingers, because it's not just Todd Phillips who could be on the line with fans right now.
Right.
A lot of people kind of jump in and out of what they're paying attention to or not. They think of this maybe as the start of the new regime, when it's not really that. So maybe there are some casuals who are thinking, is this gun?
Right.
Is this saffron?
Right.
Is this
I saw a bunch of like, oh, DC's off to a great start. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
It has nothing to do with this is something.
It has nothing to do with it, of course.
Superman is the very first.
No, you're right, Roxy, but it's still perception if you don't know what the hell's going on. And it's the perception of it. And I think that's why Gunn's been doing those little side tweets about the test screening stuff. And I think that's why this news is coming out. I think he's aware. He normally, and maybe he did, and I'm not aware of it. But normally, if there's something that comes out about him that's not true, he'll tweet back out and say, no, that's not true.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that.
That is true, Kristian. There's kind of been a weird trajectory on this movie, too, which I don't know. Maybe you guys know better than I do. When we saw this come out at, was it Venice? Where was the first place Joker?
Yeah, it was Venice. It was Venice.
And some of the critics' screenings, it seemed very mixed, right? And on Rotten Tomatoes right after that, I think it was in the low 60s. And then the next film festival happened or whatever it was. And still we kept hearing people are mixed, Some people are loving it, some people are not.
Right.
And it was still kind of in the 50s hovering.
Mm-hmm.
And then once the critic screenings happened that Kristian, you went to, I went to, it dropped immediately to the 30s.
Well, but Roxy, even before that, see, this is normally what and you and I have discussed this on the show, that Warner Brothers specifically has started to invite influencers and fans first before screen. It was always critics first, fans and everything afterwards. Now they've been doing fans first, and they did it for Beetlejuice, and it worked. They did it this time, and it backfired because the fans are on the same page as the critics. They weren't on the same page for Beetlejuice. They were on the same page for this one.
But why were we at first hearing mixed, and now we are not really hearing mixed?
Less people.
But you really think the first people who saw it, maybe because of the environment they saw it in, do you really think some people were like, I love this movie? I
didn't see a lot of love. I saw did you see a lot of love from it?
Well, I just kept hearing mixed, and now I'm not hearing mixed.
Right. I don't know. So, I mean, either way, the finger is pointed at Todd Phillips, and I think look, this is, and as Roka and I mentioned on the show yesterday, this is a what have you done for me lately town. He has made $1 billion for a movie. He made the Hangover franchise. He's made a lot of money for that studio, and he'll continue to make money for people. But he's not very good at sequels. I'll tell you that. And the Hangover 2 stinks.
Was the Hangover 2 not good? I think I liked it.
Stinks.
Is that where they go to Thailand?
I think that
no, that's the third one, right?
2 and 3. 3 is better than the second.
I can't remember what 2 is then.
2, I think 2 was Thailand, but 2 stinks. Stinks.
Really?
I'll tell you what also stinks is when you're not pooping the way you should be.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's not, and that's why you gotta do the wipes. That's right. You gotta get a bidet. It is the best. I love Hello Tushy. It's the best because I got one. I've been using it forever. Roxy knows how long I've been talking about this bidet. I've had them in my house. I got them here. They're so good. Brett swears by them. I tell you, Matt Serra loves bidets. He wants one. He wants Hello Tushy. I got to send him one. The Tushy bidet just easily attaches to your existing toilet without the need for additional plumbing or electricity. Installation is simple. It takes less time than it does for you to take a dump. Just under 10 minutes. See, if you didn't know already, now you know the kind of show that you're in for. Toilet paper only smears your poop around, but with Tushy Bidet's nozzle adjuster, you get a precise clean every time. Each Tushy Bidet attachment comes with a nozzle adjuster to find the best angle for the most precise clean of your life. Every Hello Tushy Bidet comes with a 30-day hassle-free return and a 12-month warranty. So, it is time to ditch toilet paper and finally feel shower fresh with Hello Tushy. Now, for a limited time, our listeners will get 10% off their first bidet when you use that code BIGTHING at checkout. That's 10% off your first bidet. We got to go to hellotushy.com and use that code BIGTHING. Now, I also want to tell you, I've been telling you about Built. Got to continue to tell you about Built. And Built for me is the one. I mean, Roxy, you remember when we were discussing Built last week?
Yes.
And how much I absolutely love what they do. I think it gives people an opportunity because I don't know, for renters, if you're stuck in the loop of rent payments, you're just watching your money vanish and it goes into thin air, turn the rent game around and start earning some serious rewards. So that's where Built Rewards comes in. Built is breaking ground as a neighborhood rewards program and hooks you up with points on your rent. So every month you pay your rent and then you watch the Bilt points roll in. What a deal. You can also use your points to book fitness studio classes, redeem them towards a future rent payment. You can use points to jet off on a dream vacation. You put your points toward a flight or hotel stay with 500 plus airlines and 700,000 plus hotels and properties. Earn points by paying rent right now. You got to go to joinbilt.com/big thing. That is joinbilt, joinbilt.com/big thing. But make sure to use our URL to make sure that they know that we sent you. That is joinbilt.com/big thing, and start earning points with your rent payments today. Yeah, this is I tell people, and people listen to us. They go and they try. You know, they know that if we're going to
people listen to you.
They listen to you too, and you and
don't listen to me.
They should listen to you.
I'll tell you this though.
What?
Sam Levine
loves to give him a compliment. Just let me give him the compliment. Let me give him the compliment first, Mike.
Give me a compliment?
No, I was going to give Kristian a compliment.
Oh, go ahead,
Took it away, and I already insulted him today, and now I have to compliment him.
That was a bad one. I let you get away with that one.
I thought it was a good one.
It was mean.
I thought it was a really good one. It wasn't mean. I told you have a ridiculously hot wife and a beautiful family.
You mean?
You keep saying doo-doo.
So what?
So doo-doo's funny, but I'm not thinking you're not in your parents' basement somewhere.
You're a child.
Yeah.
So
I am.
The compliment is that you very carefully curate the people who you let on the show as sponsors. So they should listen to you because you don't just let everybody. And every company that you work with is a company you really care about. You're not just like
I love
going after the random. So that is why they listen to you.
Yes, thank you, Roxy. And I hope that people in the comments will go and they will check that out because it helps the show out and you get yourself something wonderful. Okay, so someone's name that I will always get correct is Martin Scorsese. Legend. Absolute legend. He says he's got no intention of retiring. He might be 81 years old, but legendary filmmaker Martin Scorsese seems to be following the path of Ridley Scott and Paul Schrader. He's going to keep filmmaking until he's dead or no longer physically able. The famed director, who has most recently helmed Killers of the Flower Moon, appeared at a press conference in the Cinema Museum in Torino, Italy, to accept the Premio della Mole Award, essentially a career achievement award this week. During his discussion with media, he said quite clearly he's going to keep working, and any recent talk of delays due to health is incorrect. I have no intention of retiring. The film about Frank Sinatra is only postponed, while the one about Jesus I am working on. I hope God gives me the strength and money to finish them. Scorsese has multiple films on his docket, including his Jesus film, a Sinatra biopic, a Teddy Roosevelt movie, and adaptations of David Grant's shipwreck novel, The Wager, and Marilyn Robinson's Home. He's also producing Gangs of New York TV series. Busy man. He's way busier than us, and he's way older.
What is his actual age?
I think they said he's 80. Hold on, let me double check. What did I say at the beginning there? 81.
81.
Yeah. And it's good for him. Look, I think they're right, though. 81
is the new 60. Let's go.
Well, I think that it's true, though. I think this is what he was born to do.
Yep.
And I think in his mind, he's like, I'd rather just drop dead on a film set if I was going to. I'm 100 years old.
100%. This is Betty White behavior, and I love to see it.
Love it.
It is what I hope to do. You guys know I'm like obsessed with working. I can't ever picture a day where I want to retire. All I want to do is work all of the time. If that is your dream and that is what you love, then I hope you get to go on a film set one day. I hope you work till you drop.
Yeah.
If that's what you want.
It's the truth. Mike, you think he should retire or no?
No. Look at Eastwood.
Well, I think Eastwood's probably. I think he's
90-something.
Is he?
92, right?
I don't think Eastwood's going to be doing more stuff lately, but he's been doing.
Only can to a certain point.
Yeah, it's true.
There'll be a point where Scorsese, you can't do it anymore.
Yeah, I know it's absolutely true. I think that there's he's still making good movies. I like Killers of the Flower Moon. I don't know what you guys felt about.
I mean, people loved that movie. It was lengthy.
Really.
But
lengthy.
I watched it similar to what Mikey does with some of his shows recently. I watched this in multiple settings.
There you go.
I was like, all right, I'm going to do a little 4-day watch along to this, but I liked it too, Chris.
You want to be invested. You want to give it your full attention. You don't want to be half kind of dozing off. So,
yeah. Well, apparently, so what they said in the comments is that Eastwood is 93. Juror number 2 is his last film, is what they said. So that
looks good.
Yeah. So he's doing.
When is that?
Is it this year?
I think it's October, November.
Okay, makes sense.
November maybe.
It's October right now. That's crazy.
Which is nuts, and it's starting to get a little chilly here.
So wild that there are so many movies that come out now. That Eastwood has a movie coming out that I don't know when it is.
Right.
Like I remember
it might not be this
growing
year,
up.
Rox. I don't know. I could be wrong.
But that's crazy. Like I remember growing
November.
up.
It's November.
Okay, there was like 10 movies. I know when they all were going to be.
No, it's true.
Now it's like I have no idea.
There's just so much stuff. Well, one of those movies that we don't know because we hear rumors about is Spider-Man 4. And they keep saying, when is Spider-Man 4? Well, there's a new rumor here, new details on Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland, all in Venom 3 and more. That's definitely read that wrong. Spider-Man 4 rumor, new details on Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield, and then Tom Holland in Venom 3 and more.
Tom Holland's in Venom 3?
Tom Holland is. I don't know who is.
Is he?
No, forget it. Never mind. It doesn't matter.
That's what you just said.
No, it's not what I said.
Wait, did say
I did
Tom
say
Holland
that.
In Venom
You did. You dumb
Yes, and that's what it says. You're right.
Jesus Christ.
Shut your mouth. I can pull it. What
Wow. And now he's gaslighting.
That's right.
Whoa.
That's right. There's a lot of intrigue surrounding Marvel Studios and Sony Pictures' plans for Spider-Man 4, and the Cosmic Circus has shared a few interesting tidbits. The biggest, I knew a dog named Tidbit. The biggest biggest relates to plans for Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's respective web slingers. According to Alex Perez, there's a very strong possibility that they showed up for an extended role this time around, meaning we could see a lot more of them in Spider-Man 4. As for Tom Holland's Peter Parker, he will get the symbiote suit in the next few years and may keep it for the next couple of Spidey films. That makes sense with Avengers Secret Wars fast approaching, though all signs point to him getting the alien costume when he crosses paths with Tom Hardy's Venom in his next solo outing. However, despite a team-up being planned for the Spider-Man No Way Home sequel, Perez confirms Holland doesn't appear in Venom: The Last Dance, including in any mid- or post-credit scenes. He also claims that with each passing day, Spider-Man 4 becomes more and more multiversal than street level. Hate that so much. At this point, I dare say it's leaning slightly cosmic than street. Way to go, Sony. With that, the door appears to have closed on a team-up with Daredevil. Boo. For now, at least. Answering other reader questions, Perez says Black Cat will not appear in the movie, reveals that Null wields his all-black sword, appearing what we saw in Thor: Love and Thunder, and that the Spider-Man and Venom will likely be battling more symbiotes. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm the face of the universe, Holland said in 2021 when we mentioned that Joe Russo said that he thinks the actor Spider-Man has taken over from Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man is the soul of the Marvel Universe. What I know, that fans are really supportive and have responded massively to this franchise. I'm honored that Joe thinks that. But the beautiful thing about the MCU is whoever's the leader, if there is ever a leader again, you're never alone. Yada, yada, yada. I still stand. I'm glad Toby and Andrew are going to be back again, but I'd rather them be back in a movie together for Sony, doing their own thing. Sam Raimi is also directing another Doctor Strange. Boo. Would rather him do a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man 4. That would be a lot better. And then they have they're just making a big multiverse mess again. And when they had the opportunity that street level Daredevil, what Marvel and MCU wanted to do, but Sony's pushing it because they think it's going to get that $1 billion again. Studio meddling. Roxy, do you feel differently, or are you on the same page?
I have to tell you that I had a hard time understanding what that article was trying to say.
Okay.
Which I know doesn't bode well for me, considering the chat's like, Roxy doesn't understand anything ever. Roxy is stupid.
You're reading the chat?
Maybe I am, y'all. No, I'm saying in general. I have no idea if they're saying that.
All right.
Why did they say that today?
No, I didn't see that.
Oh, I'm just saying, like when I'm like, I don't get it. They're like, of course you don't,
right.
You vagina haver. But for this specifically, I'm on one today and I love it.
Yeah.
I have the best energy today.
Oh, you like that? I like that. And very, very humble.
Yeah, I am very humble, very, very humble queen. For this specifically, I think you had a hard time getting through the headline because they were trying to put a lot of stuff in there. But Do you understand what exactly they're trying to tell us from here? Like, it's really just.
I think there's the fact that he's gonna get the suit from Tom Hardy at one point and crossover, and then it's gonna be they're really gonna focus a lot on Venom, and they're gonna focus in on the more like otherworldly multiverse, big and grand, as opposed to trying.
But they didn't say it's not street level at all. They said I would say it leans a little more than a little more, what do they call it? Intergalactic or interdimensional, whatever they said, than street level. I don't have the articles because you don't send them to me, but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I do. But I said something about street level. It said it's going to be way. It said it looks like they're going away, leaning away from the street level, and probably not going to have the Daredevil team up, which is what everybody kind of wanted to see and was hoping for because they teased that in No Way Home. But Mike, do you hear this? Do you does any of this? Do you like it, dislike it? Because I think you were on the same page as me. You'd rather see it more like a street level.
Okay, so Tom Holland's gonna get the suit from Hardy. We just had 3 friggin' movies of a symbiote Venom taking over someone's body. So now we're gonna have Tom Holland doing the same friggin' thing. That's why Spider-Man gets the suit first, because then it shows how different it is when it gets on Eddie Brock. That's the point of the damn suit.
Right.
In the storyline. So we're going to go through rehashing of him. Oh, what is this suit doing to me? Am I bad? What is going on now?
The only
Venom is done. Get rid of Venom.
Yeah, it is.
Tom Hardy's Venom. You fucked it up by giving it a Venom hero movie first. You can't redo it and go, oh, it's a symbiote that we don't know anything about. We've never seen before.
Because we know it now, right? But
we know exactly what it is. So when Spider-Man's swinging around New York with the black suit, everyone's gonna be like, "Hey, it's like that Venom dude."
Right. The only thing,
Spider-Man.
One thing that I did leave out, Roxy, that I think that does leave. Remember though, what they said a couple of weeks ago was that it looked like Tom Hardy signed like this bigger deal where he's going to be around for a lot longer than we thought. And then there was this line that I actually missed in the story, and that was, it also sounds like Marvel Studios is trying to get Spider-Man a cameo in Daredevil Born Again Season 2, perhaps to set the stage for a non-multiversal Spider-Man 5. So, to play devil's advocate, if the meetings between Rothman and Feige were like, okay, look, Feige's like, we want this street level. He's like, well, do we have to do the street level now? If we get Holland back, can we compromise? And then you put him in Season 2 of Daredevil, build it up, and then the 5th movie could be street level?
How would you want to see him in Daredevil Born Again? In what capacity? I
got to see Season 1, or I guess whatever it is, Season 4. I got to see it.
Yeah.
I got to see how they're going to play that and how that's going to work before I can judge it.
But tiny, right?
Tiny, yeah, enough to just show them together, kind of working together, and then say we're setting this up for Spider-Man 5. But that's to say Spider-Man 4 is going to be good.
In No Way Home, with the spell, was it everyone forgot that Peter Parker was Spider-Man? Was that the spell?
Yeah, that was
when
people didn't know.
They don't remember who Peter Parker is.
They don't remember who Peter Parker is. Yeah.
So then, why would he meet Matt Murdock? Because Matt Murdock wouldn't know that he's Spider-Man anymore. He met him because he knew he was his lawyer and needed to help him. So is he going to show up like, hey, remember me? You helped me in my case.
I don't know how they're going to play that.
Kid, I don't remember you. I can't even see you. Who are you?
They're probably going to spin it around and people are going to
fuck off.
I know. It's probably going to be some kind of...
You establish the fucking rules.
Yeah.
Live by them.
Easy.
No, this is the show I can do it on.
Oh, it is?
Council.
Okay.
No, I'm like...
But maybe
they want it because in the comics, Spidey and Daredevil are so great together. Well, that's the MCU. You're avoiding the comics. Do new things. Holy crap, man.
But if they know who Spider-Man is, can't he go to them as Spider-Man and not as Peter Parker?
Sure. That's true. He could show up in the suit. So anyway,
yeah, you guys are so funny today too.
Thanks, Rob.
I just am so over this multiverse.
Mikey's pissed over something that has not happened.
No, he's always
didn't happen yet. We don't even know if it's going to.
Because here's the thing, Rox.
Did you just meet him?
This is what everyone wants.
I know.
We want Daredevil. We want Bernthal. We want this. So we finally get them. They're doing it. They even scrapped the entire show that they were going to do. They brought back Foggy and Karen because everyone wanted them back. We all wanted them back.
Yep.
And now the throwback's like, now put them with Spider-Man because Spider-Man's got to. No. Yeah, in the comics, they're together and they're fun together.
And the Punisher, man. Spider-Man and the Punisher?
Man,
come on, show a little.
Eventually, not give us.
Yeah, eventually, but they said season.
Let him breathe,
they said season 2. They didn't say season 1.
Let him fucking breathe.
Well, after season 1, he'll breathe. So you need to breathe. All right, your breath stinks. All right, let's get to some TV picks. We got TV picks coming up here, and then we're gonna get into your questions. Roxy, what's this?
So I thank you to you guys. I was always planning on watching Monsters, which is the Menendez brothers story. I have not finished it yet. I'm a few episodes deep. I will say I haven't finished it yet because it is a very challenging watch. They are doing an amazing job in it. Have either of you guys seen this or heard of this?
Heard of it?
I know
yes.
what it is. I
Heard
just
of
haven't
it.
watched
Yes.
it. It's Ryan Murphy, right?
Oh, that's a good question. I actually don't know if
I
this
think
is
it is
Ryan.
because he was upset that the Menendez brothers, not upset, he was calling the Menendez brothers out because they're like, oh, this show is this and that. And he's like, dude, you need to be sending me flowers. Like the Menendez brothers have some balls to be saying that this show makes them look bad. They got some balls on them.
Well, I think that's because, and I haven't seen this yet, spoilers for an episode that I've heard about. There's an episode in which he has them with incest. He has them kiss.
Oh.
And I think that they were not happy about that from what I'm hearing, which if they
murderers.
didn't
They don't
actually,
get to be happy about shit.
You and I don't see this eye to eye, Mikey Christmas. But I think that it's interesting that they would be upset because it is painting them in a different light. And it has caused a lot of celebrities and civilians to be really, and celebrities are civilians, but celebrities and people who are not celebrities to be like, we should get them out of prison. This is fucked up what happened to them and they shouldn't be there anymore. Like Kim Kardashian now is taking them on as her next big thing. Yeah.
Hold on, Rock. You're saying that these people don't think they killed their parents?
No, they know they killed them, but they know that they were so badly abused as kids that kind of like the Gypsy Rose situation. They think that
okay, fair enough.
Despite them killing them, that their lives were at serious risk.
Gotcha.
With them around, which again, this is a TV show. This is a scripted TV show.
Right.
So, a documentary does a better job with it. But if you look into that, if it is Ryan Murphy, which I think you're right.
I think it is.
What he's doing is every episode is taking because we don't know exactly what happened. And it's taking all different perspectives from like the psychologist that worked with them to everybody's different theories. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of theories on what happened. The Menendez brothers saying they watched a movie and then just killed their parents versus the dad being physically and sexually abusive to them for a decade versus what the mom's role. Like there's just so many theories. None of us, of course, know what happened, but it is causing them to reopen their case. And I believe that they're looking into this right now. Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, but the show is well done. But I did find myself last night, I was watching an episode. I was like, I can only watch one before bed because it is scary. It's really, it's horrifying. There's a word for it. I forget. They tell us in the show for when you specifically kill your parents. And
patricide.
That's exactly what it is. Say it one more time.
Patricide.
Patricide. What it takes to kill your parents and like the combination of the two. It's scary.
Right.
And then in the most recent episode, or not in the most recent episode, but in one of the episodes, you see that the parents had threatened to take them out of the will, and they told them that they were out of the will. But at the end of the day, their parents left them everything, and they killed them. So just like watching the downfall of them and this destroy them as people too, it's hard to watch. It's really well done. It's getting a lot of pushback because I do think that it takes big swings on the story, like having them kiss, which is like, did that happen? Did that not happen? But I'm enjoying the TV show.
And that's on Netflix. Hope that's me.
That's Netflix, yeah.
Okay, so the next one after that.
I love Bad Monkey. I love this most recent episode.
Who's that? Is that you? Who's that? That's Mike. You dancing?
Not me. I can't hear anything. It's not me. I thought that was your.
No,
is that the thing you just put up?
That was you imbecile. All right, let's see. Next.
Let's groove. I love this show. I think that it is really entertaining.
Yeah.
It's a comedy, but it's also a great crime show.
Yeah, it is.
And Kristian, are you caught up on this?
I'm not caught up, but I'm looking forward to catching up. What is
that?
going? That's got to be. You're doing this on purpose now. Stop.
I'm not doing anything. I don't have any. There's my phone right here, and my phone. You can.
Well, what is that?
See it. It's on the little.
What's
orange
the
thing.
song?
I don't know.
I don't know what it is. Not me.
That's you. And next time it comes on, I'll mute you, and it'll stop.
I'm not doing anything.
I hope that it demonetizes the entire video.
You hope it does?
Look, it's on. Can you see the little orange?
I'll make you a deal, Roxy. Yeah, I was going to say, I'll make you a deal, Roxy. If that happens, you do the show for free today.
No, I hope that it demonetizes the entire video, and then you make Mike clean the dishes for a week. No, I don't really hope that, but I do. What is our count? What is our numbers?
Well, let's finish your TV, then I'll tell you. So Bad Monkey is
really good. Apple TV, they're great. Love is Blind, new season dropped. We just had the Love is Blind UK. Now we're Love is Blind US. This show, to me, this season seems like they really searched high and low to find people, but they did something very strange. So they have us go through the pods. You guys have heard me talk about this. People fall in love through these walls. They get engaged, sight unseen, and then they go to the altar, and it's a will they, won't they, say yes. Right. There are some relationships that have really worked out from this. There are some that have not. But this specific season, the most dramatic couple, only 6 couples get to go on vacation together, and the most dramatic couple, they did not choose for us to follow. So I was kind of like, why did this show not pick the people that they showed us to be the most dramatic couple? And this one guy, have you guys not been seeing all these clips about this one guy who's like, I don't want people to fall in love with me for my money, and nobody has to know that he's rich, but in the pods, the first thing he says is like, everybody goes for me for my money because I'm completely set, and I just don't want anybody to fall in love with me because I'm rich. And it's like, then why'd you tell them now? What'd you say?
How many seasons is this show now?
I think 7, Mikey.
Oh, Christ.
Right.
I know.
All right, let's see. Next one.
We're all watching this. We're all loving this. The Penguin's awesome.
Can we talk about how the kid is holding his own with Farrell?
Easily. And
I know, he really is. He's
that kid should be Miles.
Awesome. And do you watch
he should be Miles Morales, by the way.
He was at Comic-Con. They brought him out.
Yeah.
I think it might have been Zoom. Or no, Farrell was Zoom. I think he was there. This is his first thing, isn't it?
I don't know.
Of note. At least of note. At least of note.
Yeah.
Do you guys watch the behind the scenes afterwards?
No, they're great.
No.
So this time he was featured speaking about being on the show and his character, and he's so different than his character.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, that's really cool. I haven't seen an interview with him or anything yet, and I was like, oh wow, like this is a hell of a performance. Because everybody's talking about Kristen Milioti as they should be. She's unbelievable, and everybody's talking about Colin Farrell because he's unbelievably so, as we should be.
Oh, he was in a show called Runaways. It's a Marvel show.
Oh, I watched
the Marvel show.
Yeah.
Wait, I watched Runaways.
I guess he was in that. Anyway,
but it's amazing how different he is.
Yeah.
In real life to his character.
Right. So that show.
I watched every episode of that show. Who was he in Runaways?
I don't know. You watch a lot of TV.
Okay,
so that's on Sunday.
And that was years ago, so he probably looked very different.
That show's kicking ass, and that's on. And then the next one.
Agatha All Along is just really doing it for me. I hope that Sadie's still loving this too, Kristian, because I'm obsessed with this show. I think Catherine Hahn is an absolute G. It seems to be a lot of controversy this week. I keep saying that. A lot of controversy, but, I guess they announced that this was Marvel's first queer lead, and then people were like, what are you talking about? Loki's queer. And then there was like a little backtracking, but I'm not exactly sure who said it in the first place. And also, I just like this show. So anytime I like a show, I'm trying to avoid the internet because you guys know I like shows that a lot of people don't like sometimes. And I like shows that people do like. And I like this show. And then I go to the internet, and the internet tries to tell me all the time about why I shouldn't like the show and all the shit the show is doing wrong. And I'm just like, okay, I like it.
All right. Last one here, I think. Oh, you did that one already. There you go.
This is Ryan Murphy.
That's Ryan Murphy.
It's not true?
I said that is Ryan Murphy. Yeah, you're right.
Oh. I was like, oh, man, am I off? This show has not hooked me yet. It is very similar to American Horror Story. But it's also like trying to be a little bit True Detective and got a lot of religious elements to it. Performances are good. I'm not exactly sure where the mystery is going. I'm going to stick with it a little longer. I don't know anybody who's watching this, and I am curious how it's doing because I don't know. Have you guys talked to anybody who's like, you should watch Grotesquerie?
No, you're the only person.
About it, but
you're the only person I've heard. I wouldn't. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't even know what this show is.
So I'm liking it fine so far. It's not doing a bad job. It just hasn't really fully hooked me.
Okay. Well, there you go. There are the TV picks by Roxy. Make sure you take a look at some of those. Let us know, by the way, in the comments, whether you're in the live chat, super chats, watching on the replay, Spotify. What shows are you watching? Anything that Roxy recommended, anything you recommend to her. Put that stuff in there. Would love to hear it. Okay, we're going to get to your questions, and they're right now 41. So Roxy and Mike only have, 12 to go, it looks like.
Easy peasy.
But then there's a whole other week, Kristian.
Well, yeah, you got to do this one, though. All right, then you also, you still got.
I'm just saying
well, you got Winston and Coy. But, all right, before we get to those questions, let me tell you about AG1, and then we'll do the questions. Here you go. Let's talk AG1. I love AG1. I had it this morning. I love it. It helps you build a healthy morning routine. 60 seconds to get your daily dose of vitamins, minerals, pre and probiotics, adaptogens, more. And I've been drinking it for, forever. You can't be part of this show if you haven't heard me talking about AG1. I'm going to give you a couple of fast facts about AG1 and how it supports your gut health. It contains prebiotics, probiotics, and gut-supporting ingredients to support your digestion, reduce bloating, and keep you regular. In a research study, 80% of participants noticed less gas and bloating after 30 days of drinking AG1. For me, I've had a lot of changes since I started to. I sleep better, better gut health, my focus, stress, all of it. It's just great. AG1's powder form makes it easy for your body to digest and access the nutrient-dense ingredients in the formula. They've been around with us for so long because so many of you guys have been doing it also. You've been getting AG1, you've been checking it out, you've been changing your routines, and it's worked. So if you want to start and notice the difference for yourself, it's a great first step to invest in your health, and that's why they've been a proud partner of mine for so long. Try AG1 and get a free bottle of vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase at drinkag1.com/bigthing. $48 value for free if you go to drinkag1.com/bigthing. Go ahead, check it out. All right, thank you to AG1. And as I mentioned to you guys, if you haven't already signed up for AG1, come on. I've been telling you for almost 2.5 years now to do it. Do it. Sign up today. You will thank me. And you should. When you do, tell me that you did it. I want to hear about it. All right, let's get to the...
And let the English see you do it.
That's right. The line? Never in a million years thought I'd hear you quote that movie.
That's what you always say. So I wanted to make sure that I told the people
and
I can still make quotes.
That's true.
Why is that Gibson?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah. Derek Johnson starting us off. Derek the Great. Throwing some early support. Thank you, Derek. Derek is the man. Justin Square. Happy Tuesday. Thank you. Could the three of you do a couple of rounds of the movie game? What's the movie game? If you start with the movie, then the actor, then the movie, and so on. I don't know if I can do a couple of rounds. There's the difference between like this and SEN. Justin, is we want to make sure that we keep to the a lot of the topics and stuff too. But like I don't even know what's the movie game. Is this a movie?
Wait, what is he? How do you describe it? You
start with a movie, then an actor. We can't do that here. It'll be 15 or 20 minutes. Justin, I ask me a question. Just throw in a regular question here, and I'll try to find this because I don't want you to. We just can't. I can't play a full on movie.
Just do one round. Here we go.
I only got you guys until the end. I don't know about the whole thing. Keira Knightley. So then what do you do? What do you do? Another actor? I don't know how the fuck this thing works.
You say a movie she's in, and then Mike says an actor from that movie, and then we're done.
Oh, that's it?
All right, go for it. So. Who you got? Keira Knightley?
Sure.
Love Actually.
Okay.
What's his face? The guy from Walking Dead.
Oh, you're great at this.
Thank
Jesus.
You. Thank you.
Andrew Lincoln. But really good job. Way to go, team.
Thank you.
God. The guy from Walking Dead.
Hey, it was right. Justin Square follows it up. Thank God. With a happy belated birthday, Kristian. Thank you, Justin. Also, happy belated 2-year anniversary to the end of the Schmodown. That's crazy. It's been 2 years. Wow.
2 years?
Yeah, he said, isn't it crazy? It's been 2 years. It's been, I guess he knows better than me. I guess it's been 2 years. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I remember being in the car driving back with my family when the announcement went out. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Pooh the Weenie. Just finished Lost for the first time, and it was beautiful. I cried. Everyone told me the ending sucked, but I disagree. How do you like the Lost finale? I got to go back and watch it again because I wonder if going back and watching it gives you newfound love for it, because that's another show you had to wait like an obscene amount of time before the season came back in the way you did for The Sopranos. And when I had that, there was like a 2-year break with Sopranos, and I was like, oh my God, the last season just wasn't up to par. And then I watched the whole season in a rewatch, and it was the whole series in a rewatch. It was fantastic. So, how do you feel about that, Roxy? How do you like the finale?
Number one, I bet Pooh the Weenie loves when you say doo-doo.
Yes.
Number two, I remember that Rotten Tomatoes had me on a little bit ago to do like a did I like or not like the finale. So I did a rewatch of just the last few episodes leading up to it. And it really didn't stick the landing for me.
Okay.
But I appreciate what they did. It's not what I wanted to see in the finale, but I think that they did better than they are credited for. Like people, and I'm with you, Kristian. I love The Sopranos. When I went back and rewatched Sopranos, I love The Sopranos finale. The Lost one, I think, left a little bit too much to be desired, but it doesn't negate that the show is one of the best shows of all time.
Yeah, Mike, you never watched this show, right?
I tried to get into it, and the more it went on, the less answers they gave you, and they just didn't answer stuff. So I'm like, nope, I'm out.
But did you love the pilot?
Pretty good pilot.
The sourness I had from trying to get through a lot of seasons, and it soured the pilot for me.
Hey, Roxy, are you watching a TV show called Found? With Shanola Hampton and Mark Paul Gosselaar on.
It's going to be a joke.
No, it's for real.
Yeah, I thought so too. I was like,
no, it's second season coming up, and
I love her. No, what is it?
Where is it? It's on NBC, and it's essentially like basically she was kidnapped by Mark Paul Gosselaar when she was younger. She escaped. He escaped the cops. And then she found him. She's a detective. She found him, but she uses him to find other lost kids. She basically kind of like a reverse Dexter meets Silence of the Lambs type thing.
Huh. I feel like I've seen a commercial for this one on my Grammys. Shanola, I've interviewed her a couple times. She's like quite literally one of the nicest actresses I've ever met in my entire life.
She was on Schmoes No years ago. But the reason I asked is because I'm actually interviewing Mark Paul Gosselaar tomorrow.
Oh, that's great. That's awesome.
Yeah. So we'll be talking about that show. Mike
cool.
Joyce, a man. Zoloft really throwing Phoenix and Phillips under the bus. Yeah. I think more so Phillips, but yeah. Mike Joyce, lots of bonus points being offered by various theaters if we buy Gladiator 2 tickets when tickets first go on sale. Bad sign for the movie? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, look, I think that, I don't know if it's a bad sign as much as it's like when you spend that much money on a movie, you try to do everything you can to get people into the theater, even if it's great. So
I don't think that's a bad sign at all.
No.
I didn't like the trailer. That's a bad sign. But I don't think that the ticket thing's a bad sign because, like, think about like what Deadpool and Wolverine did.
Yeah. Yeah, the buckets and all that stuff, yeah.
People do gimmicky stuff all the time, and I don't think that makes it a bad sign. It's a bad sign if they serve booze to critics at screenings.
Right before it starts, yeah, that's true.
That's a bad sign.
Yes. Roman Fedorak. Hey, all. Happy to see everyone here. Sorry I couldn't contribute yesterday. Please don't apologize. Mondays are my busy days. Keep being your awesome selves. Roman, thank you for continuously being in here and doing everything you do. Okay, we got some more. We got Derek the Great. I swear I feel like I come on here and bash DC, and I really don't want to. This feels like some brand saving by throwing Todd under the bus, and it feels just like the old DCEU. Yeah, but see, that's the thing, though. This, as we said beforehand, you can't blame anybody else except Todd Phillips and the Warner Brothers execs. You can't blame anybody. You can't blame DC. You can't blame James Gunn or Safran. They weren't involved in this thing. So who else? I think the right people are getting blamed. I think the executives who didn't tell him no should also be blamed if that was the case, because you're like, oh, and he couldn't be reasoned with. Then tell him no. You're the one signing the checks. Tell him no. So, that to me is also it. Rocky,
I also think that there's a way to not like something and not bash it. So I know that you said you feel like you're bashing DC and you don't want to. I think you can say that you like or dislike parts of something and acknowledge the things that you do like. Like, never do we hate 100% of something, or not usually. So I try to do this as well, not because I'm trying to be all sunshine and rainbows, but like, what's the point in artists and executives are a little different than artists, but Todd Phillips is an artist who are trying to create, and so is Gunn and Safran, or especially Gunn. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Artists are trying to create art, and it's vulnerable and it's intimidating and it's difficult, and that doesn't mean that they do it right all the time, but just to bash them is no fun. So I think there's ways to talk about things without being like, this sucks, I hate everything. You can say, I'm hopeful for this part of DC, I liked this thing, I don't think that this was a good decision, I wish that they had done this.
Give him some time. So Dennis Hoffman, Joker 2, unfortunately for everyone, but Phillips has made WB so much money. Nobody could say no to him. They made his next film, and it'll be an original. I mean, he's not wrong. That's probably exactly why they didn't say no. They're like, the guy continuously makes money, and this is the one. But now, because of this, they can say no to him on things. That's the one thing. So we'll see. Mirajam Serenity Moon, Roxy, I truly love this series. Nobody wants this. That's the one you talked about last week, right? You love it?
It is amazing.
Yeah.
And I've gotten like 50 people to watch it.
Good.
And I am the reason it's number one on Netflix.
Oh, you're the only reason. Yeah, again, humble.
Yeah, and the reason it's not all of the press that Adam Brody and Kristen Bell have been doing everywhere that is so freaking awesome.
It's you.
It's me.
Humble.
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so this is Gina Horton.
I'm so humble. Sit down.
Please. Saw Joker 2 last night. It's ahead of its time and a total masterpiece. Wow. 10 years, 2 from now, it'll be rediscovered as a classic. Obviously, the critics tearing it down is why it did make money. It didn't make money.
You know who's loving it right now?
What? Who?
Boy. Boy, after saying he didn't, is now saying he loves it.
Oh, he says he loves it?
Well, what's his... I think his most recent post said, like, while I liked it at first, now I'm loving something.
Is that him just putting up his dukes with some glass on his fist?
No, he said he like thought about. I don't know. He said he thought about.
Yeah, because he didn't like the first one that much too. So I don't know. Look, to each his own. Derek Johnson. I'll boost up the numbers for Twitter Killer Mike. Joker was boring, and the movie was a recap of the first movie. It never moved forward in any way. I agree.
Yeah. Not wrong.
And he follows that up. And he said, didn't he kill the therapist at the end of the first movie? That's what I was talking about. He embraced his darker side.
I got to watch it again. I thought the scene ended with him leaving in the police car watching the city burn around.
He embraced his darker side fully, according to the first movie. Now he's back to square one in this movie. It's just bad storytelling. It's exactly what I was saying. Thank you, Derek. He said there's got to be some positive entertainment news somewhere, right? Yeah, there's some stuff. I think there's a positive story of Martin Scorsese, 81, strong, doing his thing.
Yeah. Harloff put it with Scorsese.
Yeah.
Didn't they just announce his 2 films that were going into pre-production are not anymore? The Sinatra film, and then there was one other. So it's like, all right, you're going to keep going, but what are you going to keep going with? Like, 2 films you wanted to go with aren't going.
It's true. Well, I'm not sure.
Weird thing.
Yeah,
weird thing.
Very much so. Okay. Yeah. Some people were saying, "Oh, nobody cares about the doctor." Well, you should. It was the whole point. The whole point was that it got him, as Derek said, it got him to this particular place, and then they abandoned it, and they went back to square one.
I gave you guys a whole list of TV shows that I loved. That's positive.
That's true. Shay Markel. I want to see a sequel to the Mark Wahlberg-led Mile 22. I'm still pulling for Iko Uwais to get his big break in American cinema. Have you seen it?
Dude.
No. Yeah, go ahead.
I enjoyed the hell out of that movie.
Well,
I'm glad someone else saw it.
I don't even know what this is. What is this, Mike?
Isn't Ronda Rousey in that?
What's up? Yeah, Rousey.
Yeah.
It's a film about a group of kind of like government contractors that have to take this guy 22 miles in, I think it's Jakarta. They have to transport this prisoner through this 22 miles of kind of, just lawlessness and gangs and whatnot. But it's a little bit more than that. There's a little bit more. There's kind of this reversal with the Russian government and the Russians playing a double cross. But it's real. I think Mark Wahlberg was completely the wrong person to be the lead in this.
I feel so bad for him because every time there's so many conversations.
But it's a good movie, and it could have a sequel. Peter Berg directs the hell out of it.
I like Peter Berg.
I'm glad you love that, man. I'm actually going to rewatch that now.
Matt Sinister McCall. Besides Joker, rank my 5 other favorite Batman villains: Scarecrow, Bane, Poison Ivy, Two-Face, Hush. Didn't even see Joker. I watched Wild Robot instead. It's a good choice. Wild Robot. It's pretty great. For me, because I don't know who Hush is, coming in last, then I would go with Scarecrow.
List them again, Christian. Scarecrow, Bane, Poison Ivy, Hush,
Two-Face.
He wants us to use those 5?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say, number 1, I'm going to put Bane. Number 2, I'll put Two-Face. 3, I'll put Poison Ivy. 4, Scarecrow. 5, Hush.
Mike, what is your list on this?
Let me know who Hush is.
Two-Face is 1.
Christian, Hush is awesome. You should actually
those are some of my least favorite villains. Two-Face is 1, Poison Ivy 2, Hush 3, Scarecrow 4, Bane 5.
I'm not
Poison
happy.
Ivy 1. What, did you put Bane 5?
Yeah.
And Christian put Bane 1?
No.
That's interesting.
No, I didn't put Bane 1. Did I put 1?
Yeah.
Did I? Oh.
Are we talking the movie versions, or are we talking?
Yeah, I was going movie version. That's all. Well, I mean,
I don't know what they're talking.
Honestly, you could do whatever you want because whatever you know. So if you're you have more knowledge on it.
Scarecrow, Hush, Two-Face, Bane.
Yeah. All right.
No, I don't know. Two-Face should be higher than that. I don't know. Actually, that's tough. I like Poison Ivy a lot, though.
Exalted 10. I feel like WB gave Todd Phillips the make our sequel and we'll fund your next passion project deal. Probably. I wouldn't be surprised, but if that was the case, they should have had a cap on how much he spent. And they were probably making, giving him budgets like it was 2018 all over again, which clearly is not. Okay. Let's go to the next one. And that is from Mirjam again, Serenity Moon. Hey, Roxy, do you have some lighthearted kind of tips for series or movies? I feel like I'm in need for more lighthearted stuff to watch. I'll give you a movie that I've been telling people about, and Roka gave me shit. Arthur the King. No, I'm serious.
I know, but Hey Roxy.
Yeah, I didn't say Hey Roxy, I just said Roxy.
Okay.
Go ahead, answer your question.
Well, go ahead, Arthur the King.
Yeah, that's it. That was my lighthearted movie.
It's so funny. Somebody called me about this week and asked me about lighthearted things. Nobody Wants This is definitely a great one for that. One that I recommend all the time to people that a lot of people haven't seen is The Great. That's lighthearted, really fun period piece about Catherine the Great, but not really, which I really enjoyed. So if you send in a little more about like what you're interested in, I could give you some more.
Perfect. Top Dog Rig. Do you think it would have been a better decision if they hired a director who had previous experience with musicals with Phillips writing and producing? P.S. Kristian, you. Thank you. I will tell you that I think that no, because I think that the musical thing was a Phillips idea with Joaquin. So it was his thing that he wanted to do. Because I don't think the musical aspect, it got tiresome for me. It got tiresome in the way that Mike's audience was like, there were sometimes it worked, but it wasn't the thing for me that was like, oh, this movie's so terrible because it was music. It was just like, it's what it was. Mike said it was boring.
It would have been really weird to have another director.
Yeah. I don't think it would have worked, especially what they were doing. Aaron Ambrose, morning from Australia. Currently 3:50 a.m. for me. I think it's criminal no one is talking about Superman and Lois. Final season just premiered. It's brilliant. Mike, do you watch this show?
I'm behind. I'm so far behind. It is so good.
Yeah.
When I do watch it, and I have a very good friend of mine that's an exec at Warner Brothers, and this was his show. And I've got through the past couple of Comic-Cons to meet and hang out with Bitsy and Tyler, and they are two of the nicest actors I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, we interviewed Tyler for Collider Live. He was great.
My friend introduced me as an actor, and they didn't treat me like, because I'm not to their level of anything different. It was just this. So, but the show is great, and when I do watch it, and I'm so far behind on it, he doesn't get enough credit. I don't think it because it's kind of like it's a television show CW, but it's also kind of been shuffled. There's the big nuts with DC and the new Superman movies coming out. Like he doesn't get a fair shake, I think, when it comes to all-time portrayals of the character. Right. Like he is so good as both Clark and Superman.
I'm super with you, Mike.
She's a great Lois.
I agree with that too. And Lois is always a tough character for me. I think she's awesome though.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. I really like this show. I watched the first couple of seasons, loved it. And then I don't know what it is that I just kind of trailed off of it. I think because our like Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, those aren't on anymore. I'm just not in the swing of watching my CW shows. I think if this show had aired like right after Flash season 1 and was part of the mix, then he would be getting his flowers more because he's so good. But now it's kind of on an island and just, I don't know as many people who are watching it.
Getting his flowers. I like that.
Yeah. Okay.
Getting his flowers.
Next one, Steve Canio just says, hello, friends. Hello, Steve. Hope you're doing good.
Hello.
Buster Barnes. I just want some consistency, good DC content. Is that too much to ask? Gunn, please save me. If Superman sucks, I don't know what I'm going to do. Cry, probably. I mean, I think that's fair because that everybody agrees that needs to be that's got to hit. Otherwise, you're in big trouble.
If Superman sucks,
I think, but also what I love so far, and nothing we haven't seen anything, is that the diversity of everything. There's animated. There's this kind of now claymation puppetry thing that's going to be coming out. there's still the gun stuff or the Reeves stuff, which is DC adjacent. So I think there's it's not like it's all eggs are in one basket for, there's a lot of different things. I know it all wants to connect, and that's his whole goal. So it does seem like if something doesn't work, it might affect the others.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We're still kind of in a wait and see period.
Roxy, they're making you sweat it out. 47.
Oh, no.
47.
We got time. We got time.
Roka might got you. Miriam.
Well, but we can't hit 52, Mikey. We got to get,
Roxy,
we're going to get our butts kicked for later on in the week. Yeah,
that's true. Are you excited for Agatha All Along episode 5?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
And we ended on a little bit of a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So
we'll see how it goes. Buster Barnes.
Are you liking this, Kristian?
I enjoy watching it with Sadie, and I think there's a good dynamic with. I think Catherine Hahn is great. I think Aubrey Plaza is fantastic. I like the kid. I think the kid is charming.
I like him too.
Yeah. Buster Barnes. I hope DCU is clever with their budgets. I don't mind these lesser known character projects like Swamp Thing or Sergeant Rock. I'm actually excited for them, but please don't give them $200 million budgets. I beg. Yeah, I know that's what I hope. Also, that they've learned from the Marvel mistakes. Like it's okay, make some smaller, kind of like in what ironically the first Joker movie was a smaller budget movie. Derek the Great. Do we believe that Warner Brothers would let another director run wild with their IP after all the Snyder issues? And if it's true, I have to question new leadership for letting it get that far. Yeah, I mean, this is not a situation. I think this was such a turn of events because this was we were looking. Some people were predicting this that a shot to get to like $1 billion again. This one, like it then supposed to have like $150 million opening and all this stuff. Like they were on this kind of trajectory just to rescue it. Roka was going over all the stuff for that came out in Warner Brothers this year, and it's like they're not having a great year minus Dune 2 and maybe something else. But for the most part, they're having a rough year at the box office. Okay, so Derek, again, thank you so much. Really appreciate all the support that you continue to throw in, my friend. Really appreciate that. And now, Han, one bite into my fried egg, and Harloff starts with poop ads. Yeah, well, now you need a bidet. After you have your fried egg, you're going to need that bidet, depending on how much cheese you put on there. Okay. Dan V900. It is still crazy to me that the first Joker film made almost $2 million more than The Rise of Skywalker as a rated R film and didn't open in China. It says a lot about the success of both of those films. Yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, I think that it was exciting to see. I think that was I still feel it was a studio note to not have the bad guy kind of win again this time, and also because you look at Breaking Bad and Sopranos, how many movies in big movies like that do you have the bad guy winning in comic?
Are you referring to Joker. Breaking Bad and Sopranos as the bad guy winning?
Well, for a lot of the season, not by the end of it. I mean, depending on how you look at, if you even know what happened with the Sopranos, but for the most part, when you're watching this season, and one can argue that Walter White still won.
Here's a question for both of you guys.
Yeah.
Better finale, Sopranos or Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad, but I think that Sopranos has grown on me when you look at the artistic of really what's going on throughout it, and you pick up all the little signs. It's pretty brilliant. I
agree with everything Kristian just said.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad, but Sopranos rocks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Patty Boy, any thoughts on We Live in Time? It has good buzz. I'm going to see it tonight. Going to see that. That's
It's the Florence Pugh, Andrew Garfield movie that people are loving, and I cannot wait to see, but I have not seen it yet, but I will be going.
I'm seeing it. So that was the thing is I'm going tonight. I'm going into the city now that I know what area I'm supposed to go in now and which trains to take. I can actually get there.
You'll mess it up again. Don't worry.
No, not this time. This time I have my idea.
I believe in you.
Thank you. Mirjam Serenity Moon. I love the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies. I did too. So Matt Serra just did an episode of his show that we just did with Robbie Fox from Barstool, and we did a full episode of the Spider-Man movies. And Spider-Man, we talked about Tom Holland, and Robbie was talking about how much he loved the Tom Holland Spider-Man. I agree. I think Tom Holland movies are pretty good.
I do too. I love them.
Me too.
How is Matt Serra's stuff doing?
Pretty good. I mean, look, he just started the show. We're already up close to 5,000 subscribers. He just started it. He's averaging pretty. The thing is, he loves doing it. He loves doing it.
He's got that infectious energy. So I'm sure it's going to catch on fast.
Rox, I really wish we did a thing for my birthday on Saturday, And obviously, I know you would have been there if you could have been, but
Sure.
you would have been there to meet Matt's wife. She's the
How is she?
Oh, she's the sweetest. She's like,
bet.
the way I said it, imagine Adrian from Rocky if after Rocky 2, Adrian actually started boxing.
Oh my God.
But like she was Adrian, and then she started actually kickboxing stuff. She was the nicest.
So she's kick ass.
Yeah, but you would never know it from talking to her.
Really?
No, you know, like some people are like, oh yeah, that's a fight. Like when you see Matt, you're like, that's a fighter.
Yeah, for sure.
No, she was like a former teacher, and she's just a very chill. I mean, you just want to sit there and talk to her because she's just so cool.
Was Sadie with you or no?
Yeah, she loved her.
Did they get along well?
Yes, Sadie loved her.
Good. That's awesome.
Miriam Cerny Moon, very mindful, very demure, Roxy, is what Miriam said.
Do you guys, okay, let's see how old you guys are. Do you know what this is a reference to?
No.
Nope.
Amazing.
What is it?
What is it?
The number one TikTok trend for the last like couple months.
Oh no.
This one girl went to work and she was like, see how I do my makeup for work? I'm not overstated, very mindful, very demure. And now like all the kids are saying very mindful, very demure.
I hate it.
And the whole trend,
I hate it too.
The opposite of being brat is being very mindful, very demure.
I hate it. Okay. Mike Joyce, continuing your youth conversation from last Tuesday, have you heard of Skid-Bitty Toilet? Nope.
Skibbity Toilet.
Skibbity Toilet.
Oh.
I don't know, but I know Skibbity.
Don't know what that is.
Skibbity Toilet is...
Steph showed us. She said, hold on. Steph showed us on the World Girls, and its popularity made me concerned for kids today. Go ahead, Roxy. What is this nonsense?
Skibbity Toilet is an insane YouTube channel that has like hundreds and hundreds of millions of views.
Oh.
They make this guy's head go in a toilet, and it's slated to be a movie. I'm so confused on what they're going to do. There's a whole storyline. Skibbity, this guy's head being flushed down a toilet, but then there's like cities and stuff with it.
And people, and you're talking to me about saying Joker Folie A Deux?
Is it a cartoon or is it an actual man's head going in a tile?
Oh, it's a cartoon.
Cartoon.
Derek Johnson.
I think they're doing a live action movie though. So
of course they are.
Everyone forgot Peter Parker, but no one forgot about Spider-Man. So his secret identity is back intact, which is kind of cool.
No, I know, but that's the point because Matt Murdock.
He would have to go to Matt Murdock as Spider-Man.
Right.
But he would have no recollection of who he is or why he's going.
Well, he would know Spider-Man, right?
Spider-Man.
But he wouldn't know about
Spider-Man. But he wouldn't know.
Right, the trial thing he wouldn't know. Yeah. I love your energy, Roxy, from Mirjam. She's got good energy. Yeah.
Who said that?
Mirjam.
I'm obsessed with you.
Or Miriam. I think it's Mirjam. So, Dan V. 900. Raimi doing a Spider-Girl film with Tobey as the father instead of Tobey. Spider-Man 4 film is a lot more interesting to me. There's just more story potential. Raimi doing another Spider-Man is way more intriguing to me than him doing another Doctor Strange Marvel
100%.
movie. Yeah, it's just...
What's a Spider-Man girl film?
I think Spider-Gwen would be great.
It's May...
Is that what they mean?
It's May Parker, isn't it? It's its daughter.
Oh, no.
But I think it's an alternate, you know...
Oh.
Yeah. To which Derek says, Twitter killer Mike is here and ain't taking no guff.
That's right, baby.
LMFAO. Love the show, guys.
That's right.
Roxy, don't read the comments. A lot of us respect your perspective. You keep being you.
Thank you so much.
That's Derek the
no,
Great.
they fuel me.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Guff is such an underrated word.
It is. Yeah. Roman Fedorak, Kristian and Company. Any standout scores for the year? Yeah, Dune 2 is going to be mine. My two favorites are Hans Zimmer's for Dune 2 and Chris Bowers for The Wild Robot. Wow, that was a good one. And the Transformers 1 score was pretty damn good, too.
Inside Out.
I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah, that's a good one, too.
Hold on.
What is that? Is that a fight? That sounds like a full-on fight.
That is, I can't show you. When we have a slot in the door for the mail.
Now, my dog used to do that all the time. Like attacks the mail slot.
And he waits.
Oh,
and the minute it comes
tear it
through,
up.
he starts yanking it through.
Same. My old dog used to do that.
He's getting his hands through
I can't look at him. He just said we can't.
He said, look at him.
Yeah, we can't. You remember, he literally said 5 seconds before, I can't show you because it doesn't reach over.
Well, I'm taking a picture and I'll post it, shithead.
Oh, I don't know if you need to curse. It's kind of...
No, I'm going to curse.
That's kind of bad. Kind of evil. Yeah, what a loser.
Anyway, a great score is...
What? Man,
yeah.
You got thick skin, my dude. I appreciate that about you, my East Coast brother.
You guys are both losers. All right, so we got...
No, I got a good score recommendation.
Oh, no one cares about you. What?
Cape Crusader. Batman Cape Crusader on Prime. That score is great.
Nice. Shay Markel says...
Nice.
This episode is like herding cats. Facts. It's totally true. A lot of chaos going on in this show. I'll tell you that much. Okay, Roxy, that's good. Where's the camera going? So
I don't know, but it won't come back.
No.
Ugh.
Roman Fedorak. Also, what are some controversial opinions you have on movies? For me, I'm not a big fan of Godfather Part 2. Doesn't hold a candle to Part 1, and the best scenes are with young Vito, not Michael. Wow. Okay.
You want to know what just aired for Real Rejects for me? Which movie I absolutely couldn't stand and everybody's pissed off at me about?
Interview with a Vampire?
Yes.
Yeah.
I did not like that movie, and people are now treating it like I should be in a hole.
Oh, really? Oh, they were pissed off?
Oh, they're furious.
Wow.
Because my entire, they were like, oh, you're making it something it's not. I'm bummed that Kirsten
Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst, yeah, I watched it right near when I watched the Natalie Portman one. I'm bummed that Kirsten Dunst had to have her first kiss with Brad Pitt when she was 11 years old. That is disgusting to me to watch. It ruined the movie for me. And then looking at the behind the scenes stuff of her being like she was miserable about it and it was uncomfortable and that her parents didn't stop, that the production didn't stop. And then every scene I viewed differently and I just didn't like it. That doesn't mean I don't think anybody else should like it. It's a movie that people love, but people were like, you're being so weird. You're a pedo if you think that's pedo. It's a real person, and she really had to kiss an adult.
Yeah, I think the problem is, it's the story and whatnot. They should have used a double and shot away, or this is what intimacy coordinators are for nowadays. This is something you would have had on.
This kind of stuff happens, and it's like, now I'm watching it with a 2024 view, can't help it. And it's a real human whose first kiss was an 11-year-old is with a 30-something-year-old, and it disturbed the fuck out of me.
Yeah, I see.
And the internet was nice to you about it.
And the internet was really nice.
Okay, well, let's go to the next one here, and that's Top Dog Rig. I never recommend TV shows, but the only one out now I will stick my neck out for is a show called From on MGM Plus.
People love this show.
What is that show?
Love this show. People don't stop recommending me this show.
What is it?
I'm desperate to watch it. It's the guy from Lost, too. I'm desperate to watch this show. However, I do not have. This is the one service I do not have.
I do have it. Who's in it? It's which guy from Lost?
What was
Sawyer?
his name? No. The guy from Lost who
Fleetla. Locke?
What?
Locke?
What?
No, he played Michael or something was his name, and maybe the dad of that. Let's see what his character's name is.
Is it?
What?
Oh, God, I should know his name. Terry O'Quinn?
No.
I just said that.
You guys are you're in the complete opposite direction.
Fleetla?
What? It's the guy from Lost whose name. Somebody tell me in the chat. I'm looking now on the thing.
Saeed?
No, Michael. I was right. Michael's his name. What? What are you guys doing?
Here we go. Next one.
This is him.
Perfect. Oh,
Harold
Perrineau. Yeah. Harold Perrineau. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay.
People are obsessed with
this show. Yeah. Tried to get him. I tried to get him. They passed.
It's the number one recommended show I have every year. People tell me.
Okay.
And I don't have this one service.
That guy's talented.
Yeah, he is. Shay Markel. Hey, Kristian, here's an anime I bet you'd enjoy. Attack on Titan. I hear that. It is an epic and gripping story. Try 2 episodes and see if you like it. I have had many people recommend that to me and hear that it's pretty damn good. Someone said, am I doing UAP Tuesday? Yes, I already shot it before I did this. So I'll be, I have to edit that when I get off the air here. Crash and Coyote. Christian, rewatch the ending. Christian, rewatch the ending of Joker 1. He does kill the Doctor. The Doc is even at the trial in Joker 2. It was in his head what Joker wanted to do. Sure, that was explained not well. Crash and Coyote. Doesn't kill Doctor. She testifies in Joker 2. Again. Retconned? Not retconned?
She does.
Who knows? Shay Markel. Don't trust Coy. He hates the original Crow. You're not getting me this time. Yesterday he got me with that. So apparently he loves the original
Coy
Crow.
Hates the original Crow?
No. He loves it. And it was like it was some kind of a bit I guess they did on Real Rejects, yeah. Darth Archie. Hey, Harloff, I love you in the show, but don't yell at Mike. He's a national treasure. Roxy rocks. Peace to you and yours. Now, part of the bit is that I always yell at Mike. Oh, I love that Mike froze in the middle of that. It's good.
Yeah, it is good.
Sweet camera.
What the fuck?
Watch your mouth.
You're back.
So, next one.
There we go.
And so, Roxy and Mike, You guys are at 58. You beat Roka.
Oh, Jesus. Smoked
Great
them.
work, team. Go.
Let's keep going. Keep it going.
Still have a little bit of time. Show up, show out.
Coy and Winston's always the threat because you get Steph and Brett on Thursday. Because tomorrow I'm airing my Billy Magnuson interview. That'll be tomorrow. Awesome. Did you watch that show, Roxy, the franchise?
No, not yet.
Oh, you got to watch that. We'll talk about that next week. Mirjam's Serenity Moon. Did you guys know the older movie August Rush? It's from 2007. It's such a heartwarming movie. I remember that. Who's in that movie? I
don't know, but I've heard of this.
I got lost on a schmodown because of that question. Something.
What is it?
It's the movie. Who is it? The parents are musicians, and the daughter. I think it's Carrie Russell. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Interesting.
Well, their parents are musicians, and either it's about the daughter or them meeting. Yeah.
Okay. Top dog.
I'm looking right now. August Rush is Freddie Highmore, Carrie Russell.
Oh yeah,
Jonathan Rhys Meyers.
Okay.
Terrence Howard.
Interesting. Well, top dog.
Robin Williams, isn't it?
Robin Williams. Wow. Top dog rig. Want to show Roxy some love? She jacks for life. There you go. Thank you. Top
I love that. Thank you so much.
Wiley OFC. Are you guys excited for Outer Banks season 4 this week? What's that?
It's awesome. I'm obsessed with that show. Of course, I'm excited. Thank you, OBX for life.
I don't know what that is. Wicked Art. I want Pirates of Dark Water. Get an X-Men 97 reboot.
Okay, I have to dig that cartoon.
Okay.
I don't even know what that is.
I don't either.
It's a cartoon. I want to say it's early 90s.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a good one. I am Jax 12. Joker 2. Say you got to spend more scratch on them words, son. Ain't no amount of flashy lights.
Oh, I say. Yeah. Got to spend more scratch on them words, sonny.
Ain't no amount of flashy lights.
Did you read it like bad. Say?
Say. Yes.
I say. Ooh,
I know.
I do declare.
I do declare. It's like trying to dress up a chicken in a
rock that, Mike.
Yeah.
You have
Roxy. I believe talking with you here is giving me the vapors.
Oh.
I do declare. I need to have myself a mint julep to cool myself down.
Remind me of my cousin Vinny. Yeah, Shay Markel just puts in a super sticker. Thank you. And then Shay follows it up. Hey, Mike, I'm glad you liked Mile 22. It's an awesome movie.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Okay. Shay Markel. Hey, Mike, maybe we have similar tastes. Have you seen Lioness on Paramount? If so,
dude,
any thoughts? I'm not. Maybe check out a trailer for it sometime.
Well, first of all, my friend, I love Lioness. As we're sitting here talking, I was pulling up there's a deal on the Blu-ray that I was going to buy, and I haven't. And season 2 is coming out. I think October 26th. Lioness is awesome. Like, I don't talk a lot of television because I have a very kind of narrow view of what I love, like The Old Man. But Lioness is fantastic, and I was so glad the second season got greenlit so fast. Yeah, man.
I haven't seen this. You think I would like it?
It's Taylor Sheridan.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Do you think I would like it? This is the one with Zoe Saldana, right?
Yeah. Your taste, Roxy, is so all over the place. You're not like me, where it's very narrow.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's phenomenal acting. I mean, Michael Kelly, Nicole Kidman, Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
And they're the supporting cast. They're not even the leads.
Rox, let me ask you a question. Going back to because I think I know that I can probably. I'm going to answer your question before I even let you answer it. Because The Professional has a lot of the same has a lot of even more indications between Leon and Natalie Portman, who's super young, but they never actually physically kiss. So I guess that's probably the answer.
For me, I loved The Professional because it's all one-sided. He is not flirtatious with her at all. She has a crush on him. And I feel like he says very clearly multiple times this, like, sweetheart, that's not what I'm into. But we all, when we're little kids, have crush on adults. That's what happens when you're a little kid. Like, your first crush is probably somebody who's in their 20s or 30s. And it's confusing to navigate those feelings when you're young, and somebody saved you. In this, I felt like it was reciprocated by the adult character.
Yeah.
But also, like you said, Kristian, nothing ever happened in that movie.
This is for Matilda. Todd Lane,
Matilda.
Do you think if Superman is a hit that James Gunn will direct more DCU movies? Love you all. Yeah, 100%. Absolutely. 100%. Absolutely. Probably do the second Superman, but he'll probably do, he'll do more for sure. He's another one. He loves to direct. Mike Joyce. Hey, Roxy, what did you film yesterday with the cars?
Hi, Mike. I shot something really cool yesterday, actually. I can talk about it more when things happen, but it's this like new concept about indie filmmaking where while you're making the movie, they're also creating a interactive way to watch the behind the scenes filming of a movie so audiences can kind of like see from beginning to end and ask questions and like really participate in the indie filmmaking experience. And so I was hosting something for the making of this movie that it was like awesome. I had a great day on set yesterday, and there's a big limo scene, and that's what I was standing in front of a green screen in a limo that I posted today. Thank you for asking.
Yeah. Shay Markel. Oh, wow, Roxy, I've never seen the movie, but I can relate to my real world morality ruining a movie or scene for me doing to something happening on set.
It's so like it happens. I'm not somebody who likes to yuck anybody's yum. If people who love that movie, I'm like, that's awesome that it worked for you. I'm not trying to convince anybody to not like the movie. It just didn't work for me. We can't pretend that like this is why some people can separate the art from the artist, some people can't, and everywhere in between. It didn't work for me because I was out of body in that moment.
Right, you were done already.
An 11-year-old.
Yeah, you were done.
Yeah, I was done.
Shay Markel. I guess the cat's out of the bag about Coy. Yeah. P. Shetty. Roxy, Interview with the Vampire is horrible. That's what P. Shetty says.
I really didn't like it.
Yeah. Julius Wyatt. What's your favorite Coen Brothers movie? Wish they get back together. It'd probably be either what's the one from Nicolas Cage, help me. Raising Arizona or the haircut with what's his name? Bardem. No Country for Old Men.
No Country for Old Men. Yeah. Or the haircut.
Yeah.
You were good at the Schmodown at one time?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Jesus
Christ. Yeah. It goes. It's like an old. It's like an athlete. Your arm blows out. It's the end of it.
True. Okay, yeah. I get you.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
How about you guys?
Kind of unrelated, but related. I love the Fargo series.
Oh yeah, I hear good things.
The series is awesome.
Yeah. Was that your favorite movie though too, Roxy, from them? Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
No.
Are they Big Lebowski?
Oh shoot.
No. Are they?
Yeah.
Then, sorry, I still Mike's.
And again, I had not seen.
How do I forget about the Big Lebowski?
I hadn't seen the Big Lebowski till Schmodown.
That's 100% them. I go no.
And yeah. It's like
it's so nice face. Nice face. Look at that stupid face.
Oh, I love when I say things and then it's not true.
Yeah.
No.
Look at this. Sweet. It's not them. Great camera. Hold on. Hey, Mike, how you feeling about it? Pretty good. Pretty good. And you're back.
Hey, I'm back.
Right.
I also like Big Lebowski.
Yeah.
I don't remember it, but I liked it.
Derek Johnson says, "How much do we need to donate for Mike to do that Southern accent for a whole show?" I spit out my milk laughing. Mike is a full character. Mike, how much? What do you charge? $200 for the whole show to do it that way?
Well, I do declare that is something that we would have to come to terms upon, and we would set the terms which we then
I don't know if I can do it.
Too.
I don't know if I could do it.
I don't believe that the two of you would be able to handle the whole show.
I would never.
Southern gentleman.
I would never call on you. Kingsport Cal, didn't Shakespeare have kids kiss adults? Again, going back to Rocky, very different time back then. I am Jax.
And if I had to watch that right now, I probably wouldn't like that either.
I am Jax 12. Favorite small budget movie? Have you seen Man from Earth or Primer?
I love when people use things in history to try to explain why something makes it right. Like, that doesn't make it right. Do we want to talk about history? And everything from history is like, okay, we should just accept it. Word, like, great. Let's just accept all the Holocaust, slavery, any kind of child like, just what the are we talking about? This is what some people were writing in the comments. They were like, but this is what used to happen back in the day. Cool, dog. Like, awesome.
But Rox, I know what I get what they're saying, but I also agree with what you're saying. It's you're making a movie about a time that happened back then. It's like, yeah, I get you.
Do you know that there was a fight that happened in my college, and there was a big fight. Yes, your college. There was a big fight, Royal Village, Mike, and there was a kick thrown, and it nailed a guy right in the chest because he was fighting other people's friends, so he got kicked in the chest. And then there was more people who came up afterwards, and he goes, "Who kicked my dog? Who kicked my dog, yo? Who kicked my dog?" And this girl goes, "Oh, that's how the fight started. Somebody kicked that guy's poor dog." Just to let everybody know that's what happened. All right, favorite small budget movie. Have you seen Man from Earth or Primer? Says I am Jack.
I know a primer. I've heard of it.
Star Wars.
Isn't
First
Primer
Star Wars.
Duncan Jones' first one?
Yes, the first Star Wars, small budget.
Know what I like? That's small budget. I don't know if it's small budget, but it seems it is Moon.
Oh yeah, my wife hates that movie. I love it.
I didn't ask. I just said what I liked. They try to mute me, but I'm here.
No, just sit in it, you piece of garbage.
I'm going to sit in it.
Yeah, your own farts. Who knows what you've been eating over there? All right, let's go. Blake Gilbert. Roxy, if you like The Professional, check out La Femme Nikita. That is a good one. Have you ever seen that?
No.
Who
does it?
I think it's Luc Besson. Yeah. Derek Johnson.
Same?
Yeah, it's good. Kristian, have you heard this news about Cal Kestis in live action? Supposedly it's a standalone movie. So I report that no one's going to give me credit on it, Derek. I reported on a Cal Kestis movie or show about 2 years ago. Look it up. And now people are reporting on it now. It's been in the works for a long time.
How'd you report on it?
I heard about it from somebody. Kyle Becksworth, going to be in New York City next week for New York Comic Con, and I will see RDJ's play McNeil. Kristian, are you doing anything for New York Comic Con? Hope everyone's doing well. So I think that I'm going to go to one of Josh Horowitz's panels, for sure. And then my daughter really wants to go, so I'm probably going to take her so she can cosplay. I'm going to take her to one of the days. She's never been to a Comic Con, so I think
be a good father. Yeah. Come on.
Yeah.
LA Comic Con was this weekend.
Yeah.
Is that where all the DC stuff came out of?
Yeah, a lot of it. Yeah.
Okay, because I barely heard anything about LA Comic Con.
There was some stuff, and then like the Obi-Wan story came out of that too. Kyle Beckworth going to be in. Oh, we did that already. Sorry. So we're at 71 now, guys. You hit the 70s.
I don't even know what the Obi-Wan story is.
Essentially, that there are conversations about doing more Obi-Wan stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Shay Markel, I'll donate for that voice at least 20 minutes. No, please don't.
Right.
Blake Gilbert, the original Nikita from 1990. I don't know. That's the one he's talking about. Okay.
Yeah. Nikita.
Yeah. Todd Lane, is there any movies you guys like to rewatch with family and friends during spooky season? I think Beetlejuice is probably going to be one of those ones. My wife does not like horror movies, but for some reason she absolutely loves the Halloween movies. So there you go.
Cool.
Okay.
What about you, Mikey?
What did I just watched? I didn't realize it was a Halloween movie, but I'm putting it on and I was like, oh, this fits. The Guest.
Oh.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's a Halloween movie. It takes place Halloween. You haven't seen The Guest, Rox?
Yeah.
No.
Dan Stevens? Oh,
it's man,
Rox.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yeah, isn't Brennan? Brennan's in that movie, isn't he?
Brennan Meyer.
Brennan Meyer's in that movie.
Hold on, stop.
Yep. Top dog rate. For Roxy, have you watched the series Interview with the Vampire on AMC? Dorina can't shut up about it on Twitter.
This I know.
Yeah.
But this is my thing, and I told Dorina this. Dorina's out here, and she's like, this is the best show on right now. And I'm like, babe, you watch one show.
Right. Right, she doesn't watch a lot of TV.
I'm not saying it's not good.
Right, but she doesn't have a lot of references.
She's like, no, Roxy, this is the best show. And I'm like, you literally watch no television. You can't be out here as the authority of what's the best TV show.
You can say it's good. You can say it's good. Yeah.
You can say it's my favorite show.
Right.
You can say it's my favorite show. But I do hear it's good. I watched the pilot when it came out, and I thought that it was fine, but I hadn't seen the movie, so I was like, I'll wait to watch the movie. But I hear that I'm going to like this better than I like the show, so I will watch this eventually.
Okay. Michael Gustafson. It's the same one. What's a horror film you revisit every Halloween? For me, it's American Werewolf in London. That is a good one. American Werewolf in London. That one used to scare the hell out of me as a kid too. But yeah, for me, it's probably Beetlejuice. And then
I like to do Nightmare Before Christmas.
That's my little one likes that one.
I love watching that every Halloween season.
I am Jack's 12. I didn't ask. I just said what I like. Foghorn. Go, Mike. They really like this Foghorn thing.
He loves hearing the Foghorn.
Yeah,
he comes here. I have to get more material.
Yeah, I know you do.
I love it.
Oh, wow. Miriam Serenity Moon. The new interview.
You gotta try it in the bedroom and report back.
I do declare. You know my good friend, though, as I say, I knew him back in the day. His name, he was in the army, a colonel. He was named Colonel Angus. Perhaps you know of him, Roxy. Do you know Colonel Angus?
Colonel Big Balls? Hi, Foghorn. Just suck my balls.
That man comes down south quite often.
Who, me?
He visits up to the north, but he stays down south with my friend Colonel Angus.
Who, me?
Heading out with him a lot down there, but it gets hot.
You?
I like that Colonel Angus ignores Big Balls the same way that Roxy does.
Who, me? Wait a minute. Oh, fuck this shit.
Oh, thanks, buddy. All right. I love that. Okay, let's see. Justin Square. Having Roca and Mike on together would be wild. How dare you? No more wild.
Right.
No.
You gotta give the people what they want.
No, he used wild.
You get the Outlaw and Cunnilingus together.
Yeah. Mearsum also says that the new Interview with the Vampire is much better.
That's right here.
Michael Merkel. Love the show. Mike, just got your James Bond book, and I love it so far. Who is your favorite
awesome.
Bond actor and top 3 out of 5 movies? Mike?
Well, if you got the book, I don't want to spoil it for you, man.
So why don't you just who's your favorite Bond? Who's your favorite
My
Bond
favorite
actor?
Bond is Timothy Dalton, hands down.
Okay,
Hands
no doubt. Okay,
But you'll read in the book, you'll find out why.
all right. Roxy from Todd
Thank
Lane.
you for that. Thank you for getting
Yeah, for sure. What TV show scared you the most, Roxy?
Definitely some of the docu-series that I watch.
Oh yeah, those
Like
are
I watch a lot of true crime docu-series.
Yeah.
Rox, did you ever see that report about people that watch true crime shows?
Yeah, that is like really not good for us.
It's not good, and it also points out that psychopaths watch those.
Yeah, 100%.
Shannon's a big fan of those.
Because
too.
they're studying
Listen,
from with game tape.
I'm not. I don't feel like I fall in that category because I watch 120 shows a year.
You're a
So,
television. You're a phenom when it comes to TV, Rox.
Right. So I watch like a lot.
I can't lump you into that.
Yeah.
Shannon, my girlfriend, I can.
Right.
Because some people just watch true crime shows.
That's creepy as hell.
Boy.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that just love it. It's true. Derek Johnson. I'll agree about the Interview with Vampire. Flushes out so much more about the story, and honestly, I didn't think I'd enjoy it, but damn, it's great storytelling. Talking about the TV show.
Yeah.
People love
Not
it.
the kissing kids.
No, people love it. Sun Tzu. Hey, everyone. Hey, Kristian. Did you ever get any of the toys back from that wicked tree in the park? I missed the follow-up.
Oh my God, what happened?
So I did go. I went back to the tree one day after like a storm. It was gone. Nothing was in the tree. Either somebody got it out or I got blown out with the wind or something. But like, I went back and it was gone.
Would you see a tree? Would one of your toys get stuck in a tree?
No, it's a long story. But
Kristian, how many
I
are we
don't
at
have
right
time
now?
for it.
we just hit 80, Rox.
Hit 80.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think realistically we can do in the next 5 minutes?
Yeah, it's 150. Oh yeah, well, the show's 150. So you
We're in the
got
next
9
10
minutes,
minutes, whatever it is.
Well,
maybe
it's if we do. If not, we're going to end the show. Derek Johnson.
maybe we hit 87.
We'll see. Derek Johnson. Okay, for real. What do we need to do to get the Christian Voice, Southern Mike, and Outlaw Roca having a free-for-all talking crowd? I can't do it, Derek. It's just there's no amount of money that would be worth doing that.
Christian, that can't be
You're not giving the people what they want.
2 hours to have that, and then whatever voice I'm.
But be honest with me for a second. And I'm not saying that they're going to give it or you're going to ask for it.
Yeah.
There's no amount of money.
To do a full show of what Roca.
There's no amount of money.
To have Roca as the outlaw the whole time. Me as what? Just as Christian Voice. I don't know. I guess that's Big Balls, and no one will watch that show.
Okay, but there's zero amount of money. Like
$2,000. There you go. It's a $2,000. That's a $2,000 show.
I want to get now that I know this is on air too. I'm gonna get a white suit with a little bolo tie.
Perfect.
Grow out my mustache and offer mustache rides to the ladies.
Oh my God! If you mentioned it, and then we have to give us a flirt and flouse come out of retirement.
Oh God, come on now.
That's
an all-star spectacular.
That is to me, to this day, the storyline that I'm most bummed about that did not come to fruition with the Jen Sturger stuff.
Jen.
Oh, it was the best, and she was so into it.
That record label picture that you had in the office, that thing to me still with him.
I still have it.
Was it David Hasselhoff?
Yeah, it's here. It's on the.
That picture
the
is
best.
priceless.
It's the best. Derek, give the people what they want. Yeah, the Big Balls voice.
See.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean it was so good. They were supposed to be. There was going to be the big romantic relationship. It was a flirt and flouse and Jen, and then she was going to steal all his money and leave him. And by the end of the spectacular, we were going to do a whole thing where he was homeless on the streets. Eric Kirby. Hey, Kristian, when you get a chance, watch Eminem's I saw it. Temporary video as a girl, Dad, you will cry. I've seen it. Did you guys see it?
No, and I'm like a diehard. I'm obsessed with Eminem, but I haven't watched this yet.
Oh my God, it's really, really good. It's like him and Haley, the whole thing, and how she reveals that he's going to be a grandpa. And
That's so great. I just haven't gotten around to it, but I will.
Yeah. That's it, guys. We did it. You guys end the show today.
You don't know that.
Well, so far. before we
you
sign
have to
off?
give us a
You gotta
a
give
chance.
a plug. You gotta give a plug.
You have to give us a chance.
Give a long
Kristian.
plug. I'll give you a plug and see if anybody puts any. You got 82. It's still pretty damn good. I mean, look, Winston and Coy have a shot. They do pretty well. Brett and Steph, you're probably gonna beat them, but you're gonna.
I don't know.
It depends. It depends. It depends on what.
Deadly.
It depends on what kind of mood Brett's in. You never know, right?
Yeah.
But Steph, by the way, came up with a lot of different. Remember that Saturday Night Live question we had of the cast playing the members? She had some good ones.
She would be the good one to have that. She's very, very SNL knowledgeable.
Yeah. That's why we did that last week. Remember Mike?
Who did she come up with for herself?
Maya Rudolph.
Yeah, that's what you said
Yeah.
too.
And there were Kristen Wiig for you, Jason Sudeikis for me.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Who does she have? I can't remember. There were other ones, but she had the whole list. It was pretty damn good. Is that it? Is there one more? Hey. All right. So Roxy, give a plug. What are you doing?
You guys can find me everywhere at Roxy Stryer. Wednesday nights for the Whirl Girls. Steph and I give things a whirl. And also, if you can get your hands on Crust right now, it's in theater that might be local to you. Otherwise, it comes out in November.
Mike?
At Mike Kalinowski. Pretty straight and simple. Nothing going on. If you're in Universal right now, if you're in LA, go to Hollywood Horror Nights and see The Purge.
That's pretty fun. I'd like to do that, but I can't.
You weren't there the night that I went. I'm so sad.
I know. We have two casts, a 3-day and a 2-day. I don't have a 3-day cast, and I wasn't there, Rox. I'm sorry.
All right, neither was I. So, guys, thank you for joining us here today. I really appreciate it. It's been a fun show. Lots of love from you guys. Thanks for everybody who put out your questions. Thanks for everybody who was active in the chat. Make sure you check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. I got my Out of the Theater reaction for the new Florence Pugh, Andrew Garfield movie tonight. And then I think that's it. So make sure you keep those comments coming. This week's the movie reaction, my little one got sick, so my wife might not be here for the Agatha stuff, so might have a little bit of delay and go back into 2 reactions a week next week. So look forward to it. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate it. We'll see you on the flip side.